Hello, everyone! Hello. Welcome to Fates! Again, more Fates! How's everyone doing today? How are you doing, Blue? We're not playing this map, although I do also quite like this map. I think it's got like a cool gimmick for a shared route map, because they tend to be like less good. I actually think this is a pretty well done route map, but we'll talk about it when we get to it. The real reason we're here is we're about to enter the second generation. We already got Dwyer, and talked about him a little bit, but Corin has had marriage, and as a result, post-maritable coitus. And Arthur has had marriage, and as a result, post-maritable coitus. And Odin has gotten married and had post-maritable coitus, which is why there's Ophelia on the thumbnail. Although, last minute, I decided we're delaying the Ophelia recruitment. So now the thumbnail is just liar clickbait, and you can comment that it's liar clickbait, because we're not getting her. I was planning on doing it, but, unfortunately, I realized that we don't really have anything to pass through town. But before we talk about the rest of the Gen 2 units, I thought we should start with Kana, just because Kana as a unit, she's a unit that both of us are not particularly high on, and she's a unit who, in my opinion, really exemplifies there's sort of the mindset that Gen 2 is too customizable to be, rated in tier lists or evaluated in unit analyses and stuff like that. And I think we're both on the page that that's not something that we subscribe to, just because a lot of Fates' cast is really malleable, and the children are not as customizable as you might think. And Kana is sort of like the poster child of that, because being the son and or daughter of the most customizable Gen 1 unit, you would think there's a lot of different things you can do with Kana, but you can pass Kana a lot of different class sets, but Kana doesn't really do much with those class sets because their stats are, they're not like terrible, but they're pretty bad. And this is Fates, like you can fix a unit's stats and you can make Kana work, but Kana also starts in a class that's pretty bad. Kana doesn't start in Feral Dragon. Like, these amazing stats that you see on screen are not actually what an Odin Kana gets. This is just green unit Kana, not blue unit Kana. So even though you can pass Kana a pretty customizable class set and a pretty customizable series of inheritable skills, I think there's probably very few combinations that you can't pass on to Kana, just by choosing Corin's spouse and also their talent. Kana ends up just not having much that they can do. The biggest thing that they offer is they're tied with Dwyer for the child with the highest potential availability, which, you do have to, in the case of Conquest, you do have to then do servant marriage, which does not help Kana, because the servants do not pass down very good stat modifiers, and Kana really needs a good parent. I've heard some people talk about, Gen 3 Kana, because I know in Awakening, you can sort of do a Gen 3 Morgan to take advantage of the Gen 2 units who generally have better stats than their parents, if trained. The thing is that the stat modifiers from the parents, solid stats, do not actually have that much of an impact. It's usually, 1 or 2 points in some stats at most, which, it's not nothing, but it's not great. And then when it comes to growth rate modifiers, just looking at the Gen 2 and what they pass down to Kana as their growth rate modifiers, they're usually not actually better than Gen 1, and that just means you get this mediocre unit even later. Like, I was comparing the various magical children to Elise, and Elise just gives better magic than all of the magical children, which, if that's the case, why are you waiting until Gen 3 to do Kana stuff? I guess if you do a very, very early Kana, you could have a second Dragonstone user in, like, Chapter 10, because it is possible to route paralogs to get Kana before, like, to route supports to get Kana before Chapter 10 if you marry the servant. But then, like, do you really need a second Dragonstone user in Chapter 10? I feel like there's better deploys than that, personally. I don't know, Blue, what do you think about Kana? Oh, wait, hold on. Technical difficulties. I forgot Discord does this. Thank you so much for mentioning this in chat. So Discord does this really funny thing where it resets itself if you change if you change Discord channels. It doesn't have the audio source picked up because it's looking for Discord in a channel that I was in a week ago. We ran into this problem before, and I set myself a reminder to fix it, and then we started the stream an hour early, and so my reminder didn't go up, which is a reminder to myself I should turn my alarm off. But yes, okay, Blues, I'm sorry, start over. I didn't mean to silence you. The woke mob is coming for you. I've cancel culture silenced my co-host.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, so Kana is very underwhelming to me. I think there's a very good chance, like, you could make a very good argument for Kana being the worst unit in the game, to be honest. Because, yeah, for those who don't know exactly how the child units work in this game, child units have personal bases and personal growths that are then modified by whoever their second parent is. So, like, Ophelia is always going to naturally lean towards magic, and then her parent either, like, you know, sways it one way or the other. Kana's personal growths, and especially personal bases, are very poor. And I'm not entirely sure why they did this. I can only assume that they felt like Morgan was too good. So they were like, well, let's nerf the Avatar's kid in the next game, I guess. But what you're going to end up with is... And also, like, auto-leveling in Norn Noble is also just not... Or Norn Princess is not ideal. There's also the note that, again, some people don't quite know this, that Corrin's Boon and Bane do not affect Kana at all. Or no, that's not true. They affect Kana's caps, but Kana's bases and growth are not affected. It's only the secondary parent.
It also affects Kana's statue, because Kana's statue is your Bane.
Yeah.
So you get like, oh, this is the dump stat. I guess my child is better at that now.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I guess it is nice if you want to do, like, physical Corrin, magical Kana, you're not screwed out of that, but, like, it does kind of suck that you can't min-max Kana towards a direction, you know, the same direction as your Corrin. So what you're going to end up with is a kid with just, like, very underwhelming bases in a bad class, but unlike Corrin, it's, like, just not as easy or as justifiable to get them into a different class. And even if you do, like, they're probably just going to end up being a second copy of Corrin or their other parent, but worse. Um, like if you just do like Leo, Kana, and then you put Kana into like Sorcerer or Dark Knight, they're not going to be bad necessarily, but your Leo's probably still going to be better. It's very disappointing. I guess I think one of the standout traits of Kana, to be honest, is that because their secondary class is Corrin's talent, you can pass that talent to like maybe a certain other Gen 2 unit. Kana does have fixed A+ supports, but you know, like there's S supports between like the other Gen 2 that you can maybe kind of use to pass it around.
Yeah, if you're not going for a Corrin marries the second generation, Kana could be sort of the backup strategy for giving Ninja to Percy or whatever funky build you want to do. Which you know, there's validity in that. If Corrin needs to like, this is something that affects male Corrin, where if male Corrin wants to get Wyvern quickly, you kind of have to marry either Baruka or Camilla, because Percy's a Gen 2 unit. And I guess technically with support Rowdy, you can get Percy around the same time as them, but it's just, if you're not doing, oh, okay, Merc, you're really gonna be all the way out of frame like that? Okay. But yeah, if you need a marriage for Corrin to get a specific class, and you still want to pass Corrin's talent onto someone else, Kana can be the vessel for that. Or if there's like two people you want to pass, like Wyvern to, or another rare class, Ninja, maybe a Hoshiden class, I don't know. Then that's nice that Kana can do that. If you want to do Dragonstone stuff, Corrin in the mid and late game almost always has something better to do than be your Dragonstone bot. So Kana can work that way. I know famously Zoran has a video where Kana tackles the Faceless room in the Iago Hans map. But Zoran even says in that video, like, this is fun, but it's not optimal. I had to feed Kana like 3 or 4 Spirit Dusts to hit these thresholds.
Yeah. And that was, I believe, Elise Ophelia Kana.
Damn.
So that was like a Gen 3 Kana with the highest magic possible and still needed more with the Dragonstone Plus. Which just kind of goes to show.
I thought, maybe I'm wrong about this, but from the information I could find online, I thought that the parent of the Gen 2 units does not affect Kana's Gen 3 growths. Maybe there's just not info about Gen 3 Kana, so I might be wrong. But
I think it does, unless they altered the rules for stat inheritance for Gen 3 Kana specifically.
I put a link to the tool that I use in chat, which is where I'm basing the assumption off of, but I might just be, like, I don't know the depths of the inheritance systems in either this or Awakening, so I might be wrong about that.
But yeah, either way, Kana, it's a very disappointing unit. But to your point about Gen 2 being, you know, just as capable of rating them as Gen 1, there are a lot of factors of the Gen 2 units that, like, yeah, they are customizable, but based on the circumstances of their recruitment and stuff, you can still rate them and evaluate them just like you would a Gen 1 unit. Like the fact that Kana starts in Norprince, the fact that, you know, their personal bases are poor, the fact that, like, and with any kid, really, you can look at them, and even if they are going to be more variable than Gen 1 because of inheritance stuff, that doesn't mean that they're like, it doesn't mean that they are so variable that they can be literally anything, and you can't determine, you can't rank them or anything.
And I think the more customizable a kid is, if they're able to, like, not customizable as in, like, Kana can be mediocre in a bunch of different ways. But we talked about Nina and how, you know, she kind of has the growths to work with either a physical or magical mom. Dwyer, the same way. I'm less high on Dwyer in that regard, but can make either work. Versus, like, if you give a physical mom to Ophelia, you're kind of throwing. I think that is, you know, a point in the benefit of the people who can be more flexible. In the same way that when we were looking at Benny, we were like, this guy kind of only can fill one role. Versus Laszlo, you know, he can be a ninja for combat. He can do rally stuff. At least she can be a Malig for flying combat, or you can do, you know, mediocre staff bot if you don't want to spend a heart seal on her. A lot of units have a lot of different options, which is beneficial to them. Like, even within the first generation. Yeah, I don't really have anything more to say about my terrible, terrible child that I don't love, though. Do you?
Yeah. No, I don't have much else to say about Kana. I think, like, they can be alright. The best you're gonna do is by giving them a parent that is already really good as a parent in general, like Camilla. But at that point, like, any kid can benefit from that.
Yeah. And even then, Kana's going to need a seal to get out of Noble, and not going to build ranks in something they care about, except for maybe tomes if you stay late enough for an offspring seal.
Yeah,
I guess if you do, like, Caden Kana, Kana gets to build stone rank.
True. That is one fun fact, is that for stone, Dragonstone and Beaststone share the same rank. So if you do Caden or Keaton Kana, you can go into Wolfsegner or Ninetales and keep your stone rank.
It's the one benefit Kana has over Shigure.
True.
Shigure can't build stone rank. Shigure is the only possible Wolfskin that can't build stone rank. We are not playing this map. I shouldn't have quit out of that because I wanted to show off promotions. I did preps for the next map. But I like showing off promotions. So, Silas, I wonder if you can tell based on Silas's inventory how many turns he's going to remain in the Paladin class. This is the Blazing Blade, right? Where Paladins get to use axes?
Yeah, definitely. Ignore his other promotion option that he had.
No, I was not sending him Great Knight. No. Silas is already great. I don't need to give him a Great Knight to Gaslamp things. Also, you can probably tell what map I'm planning on playing based on somebody who's deployed.
But I was gonna say, we're not playing this map, right?
No, that was just to get back to the menu without hitting reset, because reset can sometimes screw up the streaming.
Oh, gotcha.
Where did you get that spear, Silas? He was holding it the whole time. He was hiding it. We do have 2 supports to read. Both of them with Gunter. And we also have, in addition to the children, 2 units to talk about. Because we delayed talking about Jacob, so we could talk about the serpents as a pair, since both of them have an early and late option. Would you rather do the supports, or talk about the servants?
Let's go ahead and talk about the servants first.
Should we start with Jacob, since we've been spending the most time with him? And then move on to Felicia, who's replacing him?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, Jacob, is a pretty infamous unit. Probably, like, one of the most talked about units just in discussion of this game. Outside of, like, Royals. Jacob is really well liked, and it's pretty easy to understand why. Joining early with dagger access and an actual strength stat is really good. Like, it's hard to pass that up. And he has staves as well. And he makes pretty good use of live to serve because, he actually has like enough bulk to like take a hit or two and then can heal himself up. Something you'll notice with both the servants, but I would say it's more noticeable with Jacob, is that their growths are not great, and this is to offset the fact that they start in a promoted class and they get promoted skills early. And in Jacob's case, outside of the troubadour skills, like outside of the maid butler strategist stuff, he gets cavalier, which a lot of people will do like heart seal into paladin or great knight, to grab elbow room, shelter, possibly defender, and my thing with Jacob is that it does sound really appealing to start sealing into other classes as early as possible to get a bunch of skills, but I find that in terms of the what you get out of the heart seal, it's generally best spent on other units because Jacob himself, early game, is still quite good if you just stay in butler. Giving up dagger access and staff utility for E-swords and E-lances in paladin and elbow room is questionable, but it's even more questionable because you have Silas, who can generally do all the same thing that Paladin Jacob is going to be doing if you make use of his personal skill. So I like Jacob as just keep him in butler. Just make use of his 1-2 range, make use of his staves, and then, maybe a bit later once he's gotten his S support, you seal into another class if you want to keep using him. And when I say S support, I do specifically mean S support because unfortunately none of his A+ supports in Conquest actually give him any new classes. It is Gunter and Silas, who both just give Cavalier again, which is unfortunate for a unit whose whole gimmick is getting a bunch of different skills. But you could marry one of the Wyverns and go into Malignite. You can marry, I guess Mozu and go Archer. I guess you could marry, Selena to get like early Bowbreaker, Shuriken Breaker from Bow Knight. There's possibilities. Ultimately, I usually like using him as more of a temporary unit, but you can make him work long term if you want.
On the topic of friendship, if you do want to do Paladin Jacob, I think waiting on that is usually better just because I'll put my cards on the table. I know there's like sort of a debate about who's the Jagan of Conquest. I think Jacob and Camilla are the two candidates that fit easiest. Felicia a little bit as well, but I think Jacob much more so in the early game has that sort of crutch combat that you want out of a Jagan unit. The only reason I don't say Camilla is she joins in Chapter 10. And the only reason I don't say Jacob is he's not always the unit you get, depending on Corrin's gender. But I do think that 1-2 range, the surprisingly decent bulk, especially when factoring in Live to Serve to sort of self-heal while supporting the team, is something that is very valuable. Like, we got a lot of use out of it early on. Ours is strength blessed, but I still felt like he was at his most useful before he started getting strength level ups. Just because even though he has 18 strength, if we look at the rest of our army, most of them have around that in their primary attacking stat. unless they are like Kaze, where he's famous for having a noodle arm. So even a strength less Jacob is kind of just keeping up with everyone. But if you do want to make him a paladin long term, heart seals are a little bit more in demand than friendship seals. So the Gunter friendship isn't the worst thing in the world if you're doing a lot of reclassing and you still want to pick up elbow room and defender, or for some reason you want him to be a paladin long term. It does mean that he's got E rank at a later point, which does kind of suck. But it's, in my opinion, better than spending a heart seal on him. Those early heart seals, there are better candidates for. I really like Mozu and Elise, but potentially early mercenary Silas, if you don't care about the movement. Potentially just dipping into Corrin's Talon immediately, if you don't care about the Dragonstone. Potentially just saving them, because you do only get 5 before Chapter 21. So maybe you don't want to spend one of the 2 early heart seals on an early unit, but instead you want to spend it on someone who joins in the mid-game. I don't necessarily think that, I don't like Paladin Jacob, because it feels like you're throwing away a 1-2 range unit to get, as you say, just another copy of Silas, who gets promoted skills earlier, but other than that is pretty comparable. And I'm just not super high on that. With high investment, Jacob can continue to keep pace with your army, especially if you get him a marriage in a class like you were saying. But I don't necessarily, I think you get more out of high investment into other units than you do into Jacob. And much like you, I just prefer him in the short term. Late Jacob is, because, there is also the option for late Jacob where we would get him for, technically for Chapter 15, but really Chapter 16, right? Or, no, it's the end of 15, so it is literally for 16 that we get him.
Yeah.
You could, at that point, instant reclass him into Troubadour to get inspiration, and just sort of make him into a utility unit. I think late Jacob is probably not worth the high investment if you want to do, low investment late Jacob. He doesn't really have the magic to make... I said Troubadour, I meant Strategist. He doesn't really have the magic to make Strategist work super well for him. And if all you want is inspiration, I guess you can pass it down to Dwyer. I'm pretty low on late Jacob. Obviously late Jacob is not the only form of Jacob. I quite like early Jacob, just not as a long-term unit. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say about...
Well, yeah, late Jacob is, pretty difficult to make work, just because, like you said, being stuck at E rank, going into a class with E rank even longer sucks. Unfortunately, he can't friendship Kaze at all, so unless you're marrying him to Ninja Corrin, you can't, take his shuriken rank to, a different class. You just kind of have to stay in Butler, which is not a great class for him long-term, mostly just because, his magic growth is not very good, and his strength growth is okay, but you'd rather be in a physical class that boosts it a bit, and just has better base strength. And Corrin marriage with the first servant is something that a lot of people do. Because again, getting those promoted skills quickly, you can do it. I think it's better done with the first servant, just so you can benefit from those, benefit from the support bonuses as long as possible and get those skills really early. Jacob with Corrin marriage is all right. I think people definitely overrate it in the sense of you'll marry the first servant to Corrin and be like, oh, look how good they're doing, but it's any unit who gets married to Corrin is going to benefit a ton from that. The only thing unique to the servants are the promoted skills, but you know, stat-wise, it's not like they're gonna be that much more impressive than your other units who would get core and support.
They are the fastest possible by a couple of chapters. I think by 2 chapters, because you build C in the Branch of Fate, and they are a fast support, which helps build B faster as well. So if my math is right, that's 2 chapters faster than anyone who joins in the Swamp map.
Yeah, I
So
believe
if
it
you
is,
really care
one-
about reclassing by chapter 10, it's only them who can do it with the partner seal.
Yeah, it's like one faster than Elise and 2 faster than everyone else.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, I
But-
forgot that you have fast support with your siblings. I hate this game.
I mean, okay. It makes sense to have fast supports with them. It's the S supporting that makes it weird.
Yeah,
to be
it's
fair.
it's in the context of planning your Corrin marriage that it's like, Elise is one of the fastest candidates. Makes me want to vomit.
Right. But yeah, like the servant, you can marry them to Corrin, and you can do some fun stuff with that. But I find that generally, I prefer using Jacob short term if he joins early, and then long term, usually not. And I guess there's also the factor of like if he joins earlier, you can get Dwyer a lot earlier. If you wanted to use Dwyer, so.
And he can build support with Gunter in the Branch of Fate too. We mentioned that with Gunter. It's more beneficial for Gunter in terms of like picking up promoted skills from the Troubadour line. But like I said with the Heart Seals versus Friendship Seals, like if you desperately want Paladin Jacob and you're doing late Jacob, you could consider doing the Trans-Corrin strategy, especially if you don't care about getting early levels on Felicia. But on that topic, I like Felicia. I'll let you go first on her as well, because I think you have more to say about her in this route specifically than I do. And I like her a lot.
Yeah. So I like Felicia a lot too, and I'm more keen on long-term Felicia than Jacob, especially if you get her second. And the reason is because, unlike Jacob, Felicia doesn't mind staying in Maid. In fact, it's actually like one of her best options, because she is more magically inclined. And her real saving grace is that you get a free Flame Shuriken on this route. And that is really, and it comes at a reasonable time too in chapter 12. And not a ton of other units want to use it a lot. Like, sure, there's like Maid Elise stuff, I guess, but that's pretty high investment. There's Maid Corrin, I suppose. But for the most part, it's like kind of Felicia's personal weapon, and it's a weapon with pretty good might and hit that gives +2 speed and works off magic. So it's very nice for her to use. And you could just stay in Maid and just use the Flame Shuriken and staves, and you're gonna have like a pretty good, like a unit with good staff utility and like surprisingly good damage output. In fact, looking at her stats right now with her 24 attack and 21 speed, I think she's actually going to perform very well for us on chapter 16. Where like, you know, her like early on when you only have physical daggers, her damage output is like worse than Jacob's because he has better strength. But if they're just staying in Maid or Butler, Felicia's gonna have like better damage output once you get the Flame Shuriken. And like, you know, hitting on res isn't as big of a deal in this game as some others because enemies will have some res, but most enemies still have lower res than they do defense. Like that even makes a difference in chapter 16 if you're comparing late Jacob to late Felicia. Late Felicia has better combat on that map because hitting on resistance actually lets her kill the physical enemy types like the fighters and the mercenaries more easily, for example. In terms of class dipping to get a bunch of skills like Jacob would, she's also she's in an awkward spot, but for different reasons than Jacob is. Because she actually does get friendships that give her new classes. Because there's like Perry for Cav, there's Flora later for Dark Mage. And her reclass doesn't overlap with that. Her reclass is a mercenary. The problem for Felicia is actually getting her kills in a purely physical class. Which can be difficult. The only real exception is like if you marry her to Kaze and try to dip for like Shuriken Fair or Replicate, in which case she can still use the Flame Shuriken, but that's kind of it. But just like with Jacob, I'm not huge on like grabbing a bunch of skills on Felicia. I'm usually pretty content in just keeping her in maid for the most part. And she's just like this really nice blend of like glass cannon combat and staff utility. Also, it should be mentioned they both have personal skills that support Corrin. Jacob gives Corrin -3 damage taken, +15 avoid. Felicia is just +2 damage dealt, -2 damage taken. This is Fates. Fates is not a game where you want to try to stack avoid for the most part. Felicia's definitely better. Both are good, but Felicia's definitely more useful overall.
But have you considered that Armor Knight Corrin appreciates -3 damage taken?
Oh, yeah.
To further defense stack.
Yeah, and then you get
and then enemies ignore you because you take 0. Perfect. Yeah, I like Felicia's better. Gunter's of the 3 is probably the best, just because like it lets you reach run rounding thresholds more easily. But Felicia has the option of coming early with Devoted Partner, which is a very good support skill. The other support skill that is a big selling point for early Felicia is Demoiselle. Jacob gets the gender swapped equivalent of this, in that he supports female allies, but in the early game, your female units don't super need their to have their defenses buffed. Like if we look at Camilla and Effie, they don't really need it because they're bulky enough. And if we look at like Azura and Nyx, they're on the other end of the spectrum where it's probably not going to make a difference because they're so frail. Corrin will be affected no matter which servant comes early by the early servant. But Demoiselle, since it affects male units, there are several early units who are like right on the cusp of either being 2 or 3 rounded by certain groups of enemies, such as Arthur and Silas, Niles, and Felicia can be the maker. Oh, Odin, because he wants to enemy phase a lot with Nosferatu. Felicia can let him effectively take, 1 or 2 more enemies depending on the math. Like, it's obviously going to depend on how the units level, but in general, the female units either are too frail or too bulky to really appreciate Gentilon, and the male units tend to, as a rule, be in that space where -2 damage does actually make a pretty significant difference. And then, of course, once you get the second servant, like, we do have a more fleshed out army now, but once you get the second servant, you can choose whichever one is better for the situation. So that's sort of the argument for early Felicia. She trades Jacob's quite good early combat. It's not that her combat is, like, bad. She struggles to deal damage, but she has high res, so against mages she can do alright. And in the early game, you're probably not one-rounding, so she can debuff people, which is often impactful. parallel to this, I'm playing Lunatic with Felicia early on, and even just with physical daggers dealing like 1 or 2 damage and debuffing to let other people get kills has been really good for her in that regard. And on the topic of debuffing, you mentioned that like enemies have res, so the Flame Shuriken is not necessarily going to be one-rounding everything. The defense -4 debuff, and I guess technically res -4, but defense in particular, I think is impactful against the group of enemies that at least I think are the hardest to one-round with anyone, which is the Wary Fighter Generals. You can do it with really high-strength effective weapons, but since Felicia is hitting on res anyway, and they don't have super good res, she's not doubling them because of Wary Fighter, but she can set up for someone else to kill them, which is, you know, another impactful part of her combat going forward. If you wanted to, she does, you mentioned that she has the mercenary line. Technically speaking, she does natively have Soul Ninja, or discount Soul Ninja, if you want to call it that, with the maid. I'm not high on it because she's not super bulky, but if you got her early, it's not that hard to get, like, the dual strike kills just to get a level 5 skill in Hero and then go back. I don't think that's a great use of 2 heart seals, personally, but it is something she can do, I guess.
It's not. The bigger problem to me is that Flame Shuriken can't activate proc skills.
Yeah, you gotta use physical ones.
If you're doing Soul Dagger Felicia...
She heals for 2. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
If you're doing Soul Dagger Felicia, you have to use your strength and physical daggers, which is not a good prospect at all.
I forgot about the Flame Shuriken not doing proc skills. I already wasn't high on Soul Felicia, because, like, I've heard it suggested, I'm like, that sounds pretty bad for a unit who's already kind of frail. God, I forgot she can't even use her good weapon. It's so bad. I'm glad I brought it up, and I'm glad you were here to tell me it's even worse than I thought.
Yeah. There is also, though, the note that, the second servant, at worst, is always going to start with C daggers and C staves. Which means Felicia will... If she comes second, she is going to have Flame Shuriken access from the moment she joins, which is, you know, what we've done here. So she can immediately start contributing as the second servant, which is nice. There is also, you mentioned earlier, the Transcorn strat. I think we should actually explain what that is for people who don't know.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the game, you create your character, right? And if you choose a male Corrin, you get Felicia. If you choose a female Corrin, you get Jacob. Once you complete the first 5 chapters of the game, you get to choose whether to go to Birthright, Conquest, or Revelations. And at that junction, in order to save you time, since chapters prologue through 5 are basically an extended tutorial, the game forms what is called a Branch of Fate, and you can start a new file from that Branch of Fate. All of the level ups that you got are carried over. So for example, Kaze, even though he joins at a higher level in Conquest than he does in Chapter 4, he just gets auto-leveled, or not auto-leveled, he gets given the levels that he got in Chapters 4 and 5 on top of his bases and base level in Conquest. Normally this only affects Kaze and, I guess, Rinka, but Rinka joins literally in Chapter 6, so just Kaze and Conquest, and Rinka and Rev. And Kaze and Rev. And Sakura and Rev. But in terms of Conquest, it just affects Kaze. However, if you do the Branch of Fate, if you do the first 5 chapters as, like, male Corrin, and so you have Felicia gaining some levels, and then you start a Branch of Fate from that branch as female Corrin, you'll get a level 1 Jacob, but when Felicia returns, instead of being level 13, she will be 13 plus however many levels she gained during Branch of Fate, and her stats will be improved by what those level ups were. So if you wanted to automatically get Tomebreaker on Jacob, you can have Jacob in the Branch of Fate, get 2 levels on him, and then start as male Corrin, so you have Felicia, and when Jacob comes back, he'll be level 15. This is not... So, outside of, like, specific challenge runs, I don't think it's necessary. It can be helpful for accomplishing specific builds, especially because, Jacob in the Branch of Fate can build supports with Gunter, whereas Felicia cannot, and generally Jacob's combat is better in the Branch of Fate. So going Transmask Corrin is something that people sometimes suggest. I know Zoran used it in the Train Everyone run in order to get experience on Jacob, because he had to do late Jacob for child marriage stuff for the various rule sets. But if you're just playing casually, it's not necessary, but it can be funny. Especially if you are doing late Jacob to get him those extra support points, and to get him those extra levels if you want Tomebreaker. Or you can edge him, like in Pokemon Nuzlocking, get him to, like, 1 level and 99 experience, so then you can immediately reclass him and have him, well, I guess technically he's still 1 level and 1 experience away from level 15. Skill, but I generally don't think Felicia benefits too much from Corrin stuff, just because, like you said, she doesn't really want to reclass. She's not super good before Branch of Fate. Like, she's not bad, but she's definitely the worst of the 2 of them. And she can't build supports with Gunter, so it would only be to get a C support with Corrin. But yeah, it is something you can do if you plan on using both of them, or plan on using the late servants. It's certainly not, like, the meta-breaking thing that I sometimes see it presented as, but it is occasionally helpful, and in specific challenge runs, it can be, like, huge.
Yeah, I actually do like it for Felicia, as well, like doing Transform Corrin for that. Mainly just because, like, if you're starting in chapter 6, because if you do this strategy, then if you do this strategy, then the servant who you actually end up getting first will join at level 1 in chapter 6, right? So if you use Jacob during the Branch of Fate, and then you switch to male Corrin, Felicia's going to join at chapter 1, or at level 1, I mean. And that, I'm, like, generally mind that less for Jacob, early Jacob. And if you do get a couple of early levels on Felicia, then she's going to join with Tomebreaker, and, like, with the Corrin C support, which just generally, like, makes her better on join. Like you said, it's not, like, any sort of huge meta-breaking thing, but it is nice if, for whatever, if you're planning to use the second servant at all, or, like, you just want to use them for whatever reason, it's something to consider doing.
I guess technically it could also, if you want to do, like, a crazy reclass, immediate heart seal them, it can make it a little bit faster to get the skills in the new class they go into. Like, say you've decided you want to do Paladin Jacob, having him be level 1 when he heart seals, lets him get Elberum and whatnot faster. Technically,
or, like, Strategist
it's like,
Felicia.
Yeah, or Strategist Felicia. Although I think with Strategist Felicia, at least for me personally, one, I don't love it in Conquest, at least for early. But then 2, I kind of like getting Live to Serve on her for that, just because she's going to be doing an amount of staffing anyway. Even though she's not super bulky, it can be nice if she, like, eats a hit to recover her HP.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a little confused. Sorry, I thought you meant, like, for the second servant if you're getting them extra levels, because, like...
Oh, yeah, because then she gets Tomebreaker. Yeah. No, sorry. So I meant, like, if you want to do early game Paladin Jacob, and you're like, I need Defender immediately, you can heart seal him at level 1, and then he gets, well, not Defender, but Elberum he gets at level 2. Which is technically faster than if you, like, waited till he gets live to serve where he doesn't have stabs and reclassed
Yeah.
him.
But if you wanted, like, say, Tomebreaker and then wanted to switch, you could edge him to, like, level 15 with 99 experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'd join with Tomebreaker, and then you switch to Paladin and, like, 1 EXP away from Elbow Room or something. It's a neat little thing.
Yeah.
I think it's more of, like... It can be helpful, but I also just like talking about it because it's, like, a cool trivia, I think. That it's even something you can do.
Oh, if we're talking cool trivia, I promise we're almost done talking about the servants, but Jacob has a unique, like, marriage situation with Azura. Do we want to talk about that now or when we get Shigure?
I think we should talk about it when we get to Shigure, because it's mainly for his sake.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, I don't have anything to say about either servant. Do you?
No. Sorry to delay the supports a bit longer. I am going to use the restroom. I'll be back in a moment or two.
Okay. In that case, how's everyone doing? I figure, I've got actually a pretty reliable turn 1 figured out. Actually, okay, so Jacob and Gunter are not being deployed on this map. I might just start the map without blue, because I have the first 2 turns mapped out. So for once, I don't actually need their help. Did we talk about Percy? So this is red Percy. I figured we would talk about green Percy when we get him. I need to be very, very careful not to get Arthur another level. Because if Arthur learns Gamble, Percy gets Gamble instead of HP plus 5. This is not the Percy we're recruiting yet. The Percy we're recruiting shows up once you beat the map. These are just evil Percy skills. These are not good Percy skills. And that is true of every child, is the skills are finalized when they join you as a blue unit. So, for example, Mitama has to come out of her house. Percy has to die. Shigure, you need to beat the pirate ship map. Nina has to die. And it's not even just that Percy and Nina die, it has to be literally the end of, the map. Like, if Percy dies and then Arthur learns Gamble, Percy comes back with Gamble and we cry. So, Arthur is carefully secured in Effie's backpack, but he can still gain guard gauge experience, so we need to make sure that doesn't happen. I will kill him if I need to. Like, I will drop him and kill him off to stop him from giving Gamble to Percy. I am not above that. I'm not above just fucking murdering Arthur for the sake of Percy getting HP plus 5 instead of Gamble. Gamble is so bad. Gamble is Gamble is almost certainly the worst skill in the game. It's the only one that I feel like in almost every situation you want to remove. Because, like, you can do crit stacking builds, especially in Birthright and Rev, where you get access to, like, the Great Club. But I think usually you're better off just damage stacking, because there's so many tools to damage stack as well. Whereas, like, if you get to 100% crit, sure, you're tripling your damage if you also have 100% hit, which, like, if you're using the Great Club, you don't. But even if you go, like, Killer Axe, crit stuff, it's not that, like, crits are bad. I think that, like, the bronze weapon stuff has sort of gaslammed the community into thinking crits are just always bad. I don't think crits are always bad, but I do think it's better to go for damage stuff than for crits. I guess, real quick, while we're waiting for blue, I did a meal. I had to rig a meal to get speed and defense on Corrin and Leo. Leo needs the speed. Corrin needs the defense. Neither of them needs both, but thankfully we have the level 2. But because neither Gunter nor Jacob are building supports, there's no reason to activate these right now. So I think we just... Oh yeah, and I think also Corrin has a defense tonic, right? Yeah, Corrin also has a defense tonic. Corrin's gonna be doing a dangerous strategy turn 1.
Let's go.
Hello, Mr. Wormslayer guy.
How wonderful.
Corrin is setting themselves up to take effective damage from dual strikes. Oh, I forgot. Oh, wait. I'm supposed to give Camilla Thunder because the dual club has 10 crit, and if Camilla crits, then we lose money. And Keaton needs to equip the Beast Ruin. Alright. There is still, like, a low percentage chance of Camilla critting. And if that happens, I'm just resetting, because I want money.
Hey, don't forget about me.
Okay, so now we have Laszlo go here. Get Dance to build support. I wonder how big the crit buff would need to be for the -10 hit chance to be worth it. I don't... See, the thing is that I don't think it ever would be. Unless it's like 30 or 40?
We'll be just fine.
I think this was the square I wanted to be on. And then we go here. And fun fact, so it's probably pretty well known by now that if you give a unit who has no weapons a weapon, they do not automatically equip it. However, if you reclass with no weapons, but a weapon that the new class can equip, you will automatically equip that new weapon, which I think is pretty cool. So I kind of wanted to show that off. Now he's got it equipped. So that's pretty cool, right? I think that's pretty cool.
What else can? Be careful.
Alright. I think I put everyone in the correct position. I think a 30% crit chance would at least make the skill fun to do. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not denying that Gamble, like, crit builds can be fun, especially if you have animations on. Because the crit animations are kind of peak, and you get critical cut-in quotes. War and I go way back. Like that sort of shit. Pick a god and pray. But in a game with as many crit stacking options, I just don't think, or not crit stacking options, damage stacking options. I just don't think you get anything out of the crit stack. So yeah, Camilla, just don't 4% crit with your Thunder Tome. The AI is a little bit inconsistent, so Corrin does not always need the defense tonic, but about 50% of the time Corrin does, because sometimes that Wormslayer moves to dual strike, and sometimes the Wyverns dual strike with each other instead. So that's why Corrin has the defense tonic. I just figured it was worth spending 250 gold instead of resetting 1,000 times. Wait, what? Yo, that's not supposed to happen. Wait. Did I not give Corrin the defense tonic? And meal? Hold on. I tested this. Did I just forget to give the tonic? Is it in, like, their inventory? No, it's in their inventory. They had the sword for weapon triangle against the Wyverns. It was literally the exact. Lol Lamau even. Yeah, I know, right? What was the difference there, I'm wondering? Because I tested this beforehand. They have the meal, right? They have, so defense, tonic, meal. Yeah, they have both. Grim Yato in the inventory, but not equipped, because that loses you something. Camilla's giving Rose's Thorns. It's HP tonic time. I mean, I have one. Maybe that's what I forgot to do?
Turn.
Maybe that's what I forgot?
Huh?
We're talking about, I definitely didn't just forget to give Koren the HP tonic
Let's go.
Okay.
and play out all of turn 1.
I'll be
I was so proud of myself.
We'll be just fine.
Hey, we got it now.
You have my support.
What are your thoughts on this map?
I really like this map. I really like this map. This is one of my favorite Conquest paralogs. Because it gives you the... So I like the gimmick of...
I'll protect you.
Technically, you're kind of choosing between, experience and money, but I think in most situations, money is just better than the experience that the people would give you. I like the idea of trying to position to get as many people as possible around a single dragon vein, and I also like that there are ways to punish you if you're like, oh, well, I'll just go right, I'll go here. You can get lunged off. I mean, he won't lunge Silas off because he can't reach, but, for example, this group of soldiers, if you try to get them to gather around a royal who's here, you'll get lunged off, and then they occupy it. I also like the waves, how if you're slow, this middle group is, like, turn 3, and then this top group is turn 10. I think it's a very fun challenge to try to keep Arthur from getting gamble before you beat the map.
Yeah, true.
Strength is everything.
Actually, you don't want to do that because then he'll pass Gamble on to Percy.
No. You want to stop Arthur from getting gamble before you beat the map.
Oh, yes. Okay, gotcha.
Because if he levels up at this point, like that's what I was saying to the chat. If Arthur looks like he's gonna level up, I'm gonna fucking just have Effie drop him to get murdered. I don't think he's going to get a full level up off of guard gauge experience, because Effie is not gonna be guard gauging much. Oh, that was I guess an okay dodge. I'd rather dodge one of the people after I get my defense sealed, but like maybe that 4 HP will make a difference later.
Yeah. I think it is kind of a toss-up whether or not I think you prefer the money or experience on this map. I think though the point where it is most in favor of the money is basically the point where we're at right now, which is if you come here when like most or all of your units are promoted, but the enemies are still unpromoted, because then just experience-wise you're not getting a lot.
I also think you can still get, like, you can kind of have your cake and eat it too by getting chip and then money. Obviously it's not as much as if you killed, but it's not like we're getting nothing, and we are getting support points out of it, which is probably more important.
Yeah.
And if you're doing a high recruitment playthrough, there's a lot of paralogs to sort of jump the EXP curve, or play catch up if you did flyer skipping. So having one of them that you devote to a different resource is, in my opinion, fine. Obviously Percy's only one of like 3 children you're gonna recruit.
I believe in you. I'm here for you.
Then it becomes a lot less of a like one-sided proposition.
Yeah, speaking of money though, look at this. Yeah,
That's
so
3,000 gold.
Each enemy you beat with it is worth 500, which is honestly a pretty good proposition. Because like yeah, right here we've gotten 5,000 already.
Yeah, I got you.
And then, unfortunately, we don't get this kill. On a previous attempt, the meal gave strengths, and Laszlo was able to get the kill. But he's one shy with the speed defense one.
Ah, yeah.
But that's okay, because we do this as long
Look
as
at
she
Elise,
hits.
though.
I mean, that's the thing about Elise, though, is it's always as long as she hits. Even now, she only has 94 accuracy.
Yeah.
But now
like,
this guy's gonna attack probably Laszlo, and then we can get the kill with Keaton.
On guard.
Yeah, Keaton's getting a little bit here. Some little bit of investment here, which I think is probably good.
I wanted to try and route to deploy Mozu and build that support, but it just didn't work out that, the right-hand side of the map just needs fewer bodies than the left-hand side of the map. Just because that first Dragon Fane deletes so many of them. And we're stuck with Arthur anyway. So I figured
I think
might
it
as
worked out
well just have Effie
I'll crush them.
get him as a backpack.
Yeah.
And then she can do
Plus,
this.
like, we're still building like meaningful supports with everybody, pretty much.
Yeah, the one thing is that, like, Laszlo and Keaton are already at C, whereas Mozu doesn't have a support with Keaton yet. So, like, getting a couple of points, because I'd like to use Valoria, or at the very least recruit her. I like her. She's one of my favorite of the kids. Just because she's kind of easy plug and play. That's why Leo needed the speed tonic, by the way, because he gets his defense sealed if he doesn't one-round that soldier, and with sealed defense, the wyverns kill him. But without sealed defense, he lives at like 1 or something. And the wyverns have armored blow, so Leo kind of has to be the person to enemy phase them.
Yeah. Also, look at Effie.
Ready for this?
I mean,
Look
look
at her
at
go.
Camilla. This is... Again, though, like, Camilla's magic isn't good enough. With a magical pair-up, it can be good for a while, especially against low-res enemies like the wyverns. She's about to delete all of these guys very easily and build support points with Corrin, which is overdue. Like, I need to get Corrin and Malik ASAP.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that we are delaying Ophelia is the only thing Ophelia can get from Corrin right now is nobility, and it's like, it's better than nothing. It's better than Dragon Fang, which is, I guess, the other thing that we could get. Oh, I guess he didn't need the speed tonic. Well, actually, with sealed defense, no, he didn't need it because he dodged that guy. But
Yeah. He still needed it.
he needed it to be reliable. Which I
yeah,
I
that's
care
what I
about.
meant.
Like, he needed it. No, what I was saying is, like, with sealed defense, would he have died anyway, even if he didn't dodge that, or even if he did dodge that guy? And the answer is no.
My honor as a knight.
So now we have Silas kill someone, Effie kill someone, Leo kill someone, or potentially, how does Felicia? Yeah, Felicia can kill someone. Like, flame shuriken moments.
Yeah.
I'll do my best. I'll fight too.
I think we do this first, because she might miss, and that'll determine what we do with the other two.
No.
I did it!
If Armored Blow wasn't level 15 Great Knight, it'd be kind of cracked. I mean, I think it is like a pretty solid skill, just because there are some moments where, like, you will have to face a counter on player phase.
Plus 20
and, like,
defense is
minus
a
10
lot.
damage taken is
Together
a
we shall
lot.
prevail.
It's definitely one of those skills that's better on enemies than players, because more often than not, you can have, like, multiple enemies with Armored Blow in a group, whereas, like, it's harder to have multiple player units with Armored Blow in a group. But it's not to the same extent as, like, some other skills where it's like, oh, you designed this for the enemy.
Yeah.
Spendthrift is one that feels that way, even though you can get situations where you make use of it.
Yeah, I think the seal skills for the most are like the biggest example, and like Grizzly Wound.
Yeah. I like the seal skills in Rev because of how high enemy numbers get, but in Conquest and Birthright, the numbers are not high enough to justify sealing. If you're not one rounding, you're probably two rounding, unless you're like magic, or seal resistance Rinka or something.
Right.
Which, like, admittedly is good on her, but like it's niche, which is why I bring attention to it. Whereas like, do the Norians get a seal? Do the Norians get one seal, right? Because it's like the seals and fairs are reversed. They get seal magic. Oh my goodness.
Which is the worst of them all.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't even do anything against 90% of enemies. What? Because I know, like, the Norians get all the fairs except for Sword Fair, which is Swordmaster, and then the Hoshidans get all the seals except for, I guess, Seal Magic. What is Seal Magic? Who gets that?
Dark Knight level 5. So, woo, Leo.
It's
Seal
not even
Magic.
an unpromoted, like, fucking Seal Res is an unpromoted one. Seal Defense is an unpromoted one. And those can be useful. Those can be like a unit who's 3 rounding suddenly is now 2 rounding instead. But no, fucking
promoted, but that makes more sense.
I'm sorry?
I said Seal Speed is promoted, but that makes more sense.
Yeah, see, I like Seal Speed. Alright, how do I want to approach this now? Because I would like to turn these caps into money as well, but some of them have lunge. And I can't really have Keaton, because he'll kill them with the Beast Ruin. And also, there's a Beast Killer, so I can't have Laszlo either. I could have at least lure them, maybe? She's got decent defense.
I mean... I was gonna say Keaton with the Beast Stone and then Lily's Poise, but I don't know if he would have enough defense with that setup.
Do you mean the rune?
Well, you said he kills with the rune and you don't want that, right?
Wouldn't he, like, double with the stone, though?
Oh, yeah, and then he would kill anyways. Never mind.
My thing is that 18 might is a lot, so I just assume, like, 18 might...
Well, it'd
So
be
that'd
12 might.
Why is it 12 might?
The Beast Stone, you're saying?
The Beast Rune.
Oh, yes, my
The
bad.
Beast
my
Stone
bad.
is 12, but it doubles. The Beast Ruin is 18. Let me do the math. If he has the Beast Ruin equipped, he has 9 more attack than he currently has, which is 20. So that's 38 minus their 15. Oh, he doesn't kill. Does he double? No, he doesn't double. Oh, so he can if we heal him.
Well,
Unfortunately,
Bonite
only
Parrots
healers
are
on the
even,
other
like,
side.
Speed.
How much speed does it give him? Because he's still, like, he's speed tied with them right now. Except for the Steel Lance guys, but the Steel Lance guys are going to switch to Beast Killer. Which is the only concern, is, like, now that's a 30 might weapon against him, even with his bulk.
Yeah, which, how much defense would he have after Lily's Poise?
Okay, let's do this. He doesn't get any from pair up, right? So it is still... No. Oh, he's had his defense sealed, right.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe, I mean, like, maybe the answer is Camilla.
Probably.
I mean, Camilla or... We do still have the Dragonstone.
Yeah, you just have to heal.
And also make sure we don't kill, because it would be 37 attack? Oh, no, we don't kill with the Dragonstone.
No,
Because they have 10 res, yeah.
Magic, but still not enough.
Oh, true. I always forget to factor the other end of the pair up.
Yeah,
are they...
It still wouldn't be enough to kill.
Is this wave baited yet because I baited the Wyverns, or are they independent from each other?
Those calves?
Yes.
Well,
These are wave
part of the
3.
top group.
Yeah, these are wave 3. It's this that's wave 2, but they didn't move, so I'm guessing they're also not baited.
Those guys are also wave 3, actually.
Oh, did we just, like, eliminate both of the first 2 waves on turn 2?
I think we did.
Not gonna lie, I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I think that's fucking awesome. I think I played very well.
Yeah. And we got
In
quite a bit of money
that
from it,
case,
too.
we have some
This
time
could be trouble.
to fort heal.
Yeah.
And maybe we get Felicia over there. Okay, so she has 7 move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We'll be okay.
We can't get Elise over to her.
Strength is everything.
All right.
Because we get Felicia over there to get some
We can
healing.
do this together.
Silas, I think, stays in the front because of the extra movement.
I'll protect you.
Effie stays in the front because, like, Arthur again. If Arthur sees the front, it's because I'm killing him. 2, 3,
Pretty much.
4, 5, 6. So we put you here because of the mountain. And then we can get, with a dance, we can get Felicia over there, heal Corin and Camilla. Yeah. I mean, what turn is it now? It's turn 4? It's turn 10 that they'll start moving, right?
I believe so, but let me look it up just to make sure.
We've got trouble.
I have faith in you.
Just gonna move everyone over to this side of the map.
No need to worry. Ah, yeah.
Heal up Camilla.
I'll take care of this.
Get
Yeah, so it's
Wyvern
they start
sisters
moving up turn 10
separated.
or if you enter their range.
Let's do this.
I'll protect you.
Yeah, so that other group of wyverns, I think, started moving because we baited the first group, right? They're, like, linked to each
Yeah.
other or whatever.
Accept my help.
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's move all y'all.
All right.
Do that. Bada bing, bada
I'll
boom.
protect you.
Corin can just heal using this all the way up to full so we don't have to use the heal staff. And Felicia can heal up the others. And then we can sort of get ready to
On my honor.
sort of
as
get
a
ready
knight.
to
We can do this together.
either lure them or just prepare for them to start moving down this way. This is a mountain. Using this vein is a little bit tricky. This vein is sometimes a little bit easier. I mean, we got a good amount of gold. I don't think we need to, like, super focus on optimizing this vein. I'm going to use it as much as I can. Maybe in this group, actually, since they'll be
I
slower.
was gonna
We kill the
say-
calves. Oh, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
Well, the
Let's go.
thing that complicates it the most is Percy and his wyverns, because, like,
You have my support.
they will start moving as well once you provoke these guys.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Don't worry.
Yeah, because they're part of the
Um,
final wave, too.
Shall we?
Yeah, which does make it a little more difficult. Although I think only the soldiers have lunge, correct? I don't think any of the other enemy types do.
The Cavaliers do.
Oh, the Cavaliers have lunge? Okay.
Yes. So Percy's wyverns are... Oh, they also have lunge. But Percy's
Oh, okay,
wyverns
okay.
are susceptible to the money. It's simply Percy himself who is not.
Yeah. Because I was going to say maybe stick Camilla on the vein and just bait them in that way if none of them have lunge, but that won't
No,
work.
every group has some number of lungers. And almost all the soldiers have seals. Oh, this guy's got seal strength too. And then of course they have armored blow and whatever the cloud one is. It's not savage blow. What is it, like brutal strike or something? It's got one of those names.
Mm-hmm. Armored blow, do you mean?
No. This thing.
Oh,
Savage blow.
yeah.
Yeah, savage blow. Oh, what was I thinking of? The Kitsune one. Grizzly Wound. It's not Grizzly Wound, is what I meant. Well, if I lure these guys down here, then Percy and his wyverns will start moving, and we can potentially... They can lunge off the dragon vein, but if we just... I don't know.
Well, someone in chat says if the attacker dies, lunge won't activate. Correct. However, if they die, we then cannot dragon vein them for money.
Yeah. I think what I do is I have Effie. I'm assuming she's fine against these cats. I can test that next turn. I think we have Effie, like,
We've got this.
Beast Killer these calves. And try to vein either the wyverns or the mercs.
Trust me.
Yeah, I think that's
I'll
a
How
good
does
play, I
she
think.
do? Oh, do any of the calves have seal defense? First off, elbow room, lunge, elbow room. No. Okay.
Well, although she is weak to the beast killer.
She is. Yes, I always forget that about Pegasuses. Okay. So what way can you reach? They could lunge her into the range of Percy's group, couldn't they?
Well, the problem
Yeah.
is that the beast killer one just one-shots her.
Well, so what I was saying is I can kill the Beast Killer one, but then they could
Oh,
lunge her
I see.
into range of Percy's group. I guess what I
But-
could do is lure them
Well,
down with a bow from here, fight the two javelin ones on enemy phase, kill the Beast Killer one on player phase.
well, that won't work because the javelin ones will just attack her at one range.
They can't reach her at one range. Because the
Oh,
mountain
can they
tiles. These are mountains. So I meant
yeah.
from one of these pink squares that only the javelins can reach.
Yeah, okay.
That does get Percy's group moving. Right? Because they're linked.
Yeah.
So we might have to back up a little bit at that point. Because Percy's group with Savage Blow...
I'll protect you. We can do this together. Be careful.
I think we do this, and then she can retreat, and we can sort of guide Percy's group over towards the Dragon
I'll
Vein.
crush them.
Yeah. I think after about two turns of movement, they'll be like right there for you to use it too. The
'Cause-
wyverns, I mean.
This will kill 3 of the 4, leaving only the Beast Killer one alive.
It's all right.
Because this guy's doesn't have a javelin, and then the other 2 will jav her and get eliminated.
Were you even trying?
If the attacker dies, lunge won't activate. Yeah, I specifically don't want to kill them, is the
You
problem.
have no choice.
Like how I did earlier with Keaton, and sort of calking, keeping them alive and whatnot.
Come on, smile for me.
Yeah, I think we'll be pretty good here though.
I just realized I forgot to heal up Keaton. Oh well, I guess he's on backpack duty.
Oh well.
I mean, he makes a damn good backpack. Oh! Do they deal 0 to Effie?
oh.
Oh, they deal 0 to Effie, don't they?
Maybe.
Well, that is a problem.
Maybe.
Let's do this.
Yeah, they deal 1 with the Iron Lance. So, at triangle disadvantage against the Bronze Bow... They do 0. Okay, yeah. I should have run those numbers. Whoopsie doodles. Okay, well, we can back off a little bit.
Where is the dragon vein?
It's right under where Azura is.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little awkward.
Because I'm pretty sure Camilla kill. Oh, right, because they have functional res. The Worm Slayer
Yeah,
guy is a problem
Pro-
because of the
problem-
lungers, though.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
I think we definitely want to at least pair up. Yeah, that was a bit of an oopsie doodles. I can kill this wyvern with Effie. That does sort of remove her from the fray, though. Although she can also just
I think
fly
she can
right back
still
down.
next turn fly down to kill one.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
I think at the very least
Maybe
this
if you're
removes
attacking
someone
the-
who can be an issue.
Let us join our
Right.
Good.
She said it's good, so that means it was the right call.
Try to pull your weight.
Beast Killer 1 is still alive, huh?
Yeah.
Not to worry.
You could, How much defense does Leo have?
Good luck.
Because I was gonna say, you could honestly just pair Felicia into him, and then, like, one around the Beast Killer one from a distance, and he might just be fine to sit there.
He's gonna get lunged and seal defensed. And savage
Well,
blow.
he won't get... Will he get either of those, though? I think he just one rounds. The problem is just how many attacks he's gonna take.
Yeah.
But I think if you do it from one below, one right of the Beast Killer one,
Like in the woods?
yeah, in the woods, get a little bit of extra bulk, and then he won't,
We can do this together.
because he'll face like some enemies then, but not all of them.
Shall we?
Yeah, I guess the problem is then he's eating a lot of...
He eats a lot of attacks.
Because he has what, like 17 defense right now?
17 defense. So it'd be 18 here. He's taken like 10 from each of the calves. So that's 20 to start out.
He'd build guard gauge.
An 8.
So he's taking like half the hits that
And then that's 13.
he would, but- yeah, even the weapon triangle disadvantage against the soldiers hurts too.
Yeah, even before factoring weapon triangle, he's dead to these cavaliers, this merc, and this soldier. And
You
yes, he
could-
has guard gauge, but he also faces 2 wyverns.
Yeah, it's
He
it's a
he
little
dies.
too
He
much.
dies if I put him there. He dies if I put him there.
So yeah, we have to back up a bit, but
How's Camilla do
next to you.
here?
problem is she'd get lunged by the javelin guys.
Yeah. Well, so this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. Oh, that's mountain, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we move like,
You're not alone.
yeah, you go down like here, you go down like here,
We need each other.
you go down like here. One, two, three, four, five. That's plane 6, 7, 2.
No
So if
mercy.
Leo goes like here, he's not in their range. Even if the javelin guy lunges Camilla, she lives. Because I can put her in a situation where she's not lunged into any of their ranges, including the Wormslayer guy.
Is there multiple lunge javelin guys, though?
Yeah, so this one would lunge her to here. But even then, 2 squares away from there, no matter what. Because if I put her here, right? First one can lunge her to here. But then nowhere 2 squares from here is in danger.
I'm here for you.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good then.
So if we go here like this, she's gonna get lunged.
I'll protect you.
And then it's actually possible that the guy lunges her onto the... Oh no, she can't get lunged onto the Dragon Vein. Ooh, they're splitting. The Wyverns are splitting.
That's kind of good. Because Effie can take a couple hits.
Let's do this.
Yeah,
I
if we
think she'll
turn
only
you
move
off,
like
she
one.
can
I'll do my best.
she can just handle this area. That's the Beast Killer guy. If we have... So if we turn you off... Who reaches here? Oh, they can walk... They can walk on the mountain? Wormslayer guy can't reach a square that we could attack,
I'm here for you.
like Percy... Oh... Laszlo can't boost magic, right? It's strength,
I'll
specifically.
play with you.
Yeah.
We could kill this guy. Does Percy have lunge? He does.
He does. He will use it too.
And he has a hand axe, so he can lunge to this square, which is in range of the Wormslayer. And guard gauge won't prevent lunge, will it?
No.
It's...
More pests.
Okay, so if we don't want to get lunged to where the Wormslayer guy is, we're gonna have to
Right
enemy
next to you.
phase this Wyvern, who deals 7. That's actually not bad. If we put
I'm
Camilla,
here
like,
for you.
here, and just make sure no one else is in Wyvern range, she gets lunged by one of them, and then the other one to here, but Wormslayer guy can't reach.
Yeah. Because she'll get lunged by Percy, but she kills the other one, so...
Yeah, so Percy can only lunge 2 squares. So if we put her,
Right
like,
next to you.
here, with Thunder, and then we just gotta get everyone else out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Well, Leo will kill the first Jav guy on counter,
Mm-hmm.
so he won't get lunged into
On my honor as a knight.
the Beast Killer area.
Come on, smile for me.
We won't lose. Over here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so
I'll do my
that's
best.
safe like
Let's
that.
do this.
And then Effie kills one, and we can kill the other one next turn. We might not be able to take advantage of that vein, although we could potentially fly either Camilla or Elise up to take, like, if there's a... It's not hopeless, but it's not looking great. Yeah, the conga line, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's lunging first.
I think that's fine, though. Like,
But then
'cause-
the other one can't lunge anyway, because we kill on counter.
Yeah, so, like, even regardless of the turn order there, we're fine.
And look at that, we get Savage Blow. That's one of the reasons. Oh, what are you doing? They're doing the tango! Back and forth!
Can I help? Are you okay?
FE4 coded map a little bit.
Yeah, it's got more interest to it than the FE4 though, in terms of like the multiple waves, the Dragon Vein stuff. Oh, heal AI moment. Okay. And they're splitting.
Splitting more. It's actually
Really good for us right now, I think.
yeah, because we can do this a lot more easily. Because I don't think that top group of soldiers there can really do much on this turn now at all.
Yeah, we just do this with FE. Bada bing, bada boom.
Good.
The difference is this map has actual design. I wouldn't say FE4 maps have no design, but I wouldn't argue against someone who says they do. Okay, you're just the javelin guy. You're the beast killer.
What are you waiting for?
So we can do that. Armor Slayer guy. Worm Slayer guy's going far away. Perfect.
Stay on your toes.
Let's kill the...
Felicia might have better hit against him because of weapon
We
triangle.
can handle this.
Actually, probably? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do this with Felicia. The amount of random movement in this map is insane in a bad way. I mean, it's not like totally random if you understand the AI. I don't understand the AI, so it comes off as random to me.
I mean, some of it is literally random.
Yes.
Because like there are some moments where like
Good heroes always fail.
just all factors being equal, they will just randomly move, which is unfortunate.
I will
For a
protect
big
you.
map like this with flyers, but I find that you can usually maneuver your way around like a weird enemy movement situation here.
Let's end this here.
But it can be a little frustrating sometimes.
Together we
Can't
stop the
rally
world.
himself.
Through the greatest folly of Laszlo.
I'll help you. Here's one more.
Do that.
Thanks.
The problem is now she can get lunged. So she's able to face these three. 24, 26, and then the spear is an extra 5 on top of that, so 30? I think we want to kill this Cav.
Yeah. Because the spear guy will get weighed down by his spear, so at least we'll like double and kill
Yeah.
if he goes for.
I think we kill the Cav. How much does Laszlo take from each of them? So 15. Be 30. 19 plus 15. Oh, Laszlo also dies, doesn't he?
Do what?
To combination of these two. This guy has 30 attack plus seal defense.
Through. Who's the highlighted cavalier in the back there? What does he have?
He has just a steel lance. Or do you mean
Just
one
a
of these
steel
two?
lance?
They're just irons. Armors. No, beast killer. This is a beast killer one. What I could do is dance Elise. Does Elise survive these two?
I was gonna suggest Leo.
26. Oh, so just Leo. Okay. And then have him kill the one on the fort, right? From a position where even if he's lunged, it's not into this.
Yeah.
We need each other.
Okay, I think that's... makes sense.
It'll be fine.
Ooh.
Just do it from one range, I guess. Does that still work? For Heartseeker?
Yes, but then he faces a counter if he misses the first one. Which I guess isn't
think
the end of the
it
world
would,
because he gets
though.
guard gauge out of it too.
Yeah.
Failure is no option.
And then Elise does still face these two though.
Could we give her any sort of any sort of pair up that boosts defense to survive?
I'll be strong.
Caden doesn't, does he?
No. I guess Silas would give 3 as a hero.
Alternatively, is there someone we can block this square with? Who would be able to survive both?
See, so Silas
How's
could survive both.
Keaton's
The problem would be
unsealed,
the
right?
One.
Well, so the lunge is on one range, so it puts him from here to here. Still not in range of anyone other than these two. The lunge is on this guy.
Does he double and kill the mercenary?
Who?
Silas.
No.
Okay.
Silas is pretty slow.
Well, you'd get okay.
Everything
Well,
will be
like you're
fine.
saying, it's not gonna kill him. So
So he has 18 defense, assuming the worst possible scenario in terms of the damage is this guy goes first, mercenary goes second. So it's 30 minus 1 because of weapon triangle, 29. So that's 11. And then this guy has an effective 31 at that point. Yeah, so even then 12, he lives. Yeah. So we put Silas here.
And Lily's poise as well.
Oh, right, Lilith's boys, yeah. So we put Silas here.
I will protect you. Looks like we have no choice.
Because there's no reason not to rally there, is my logic.
He, yeah, generally the enemies with seal skills will try to move first to, like, apply them for their allies.
Laszlo's defense pretty bad. So we did fairly early promote him. 1, 2, 3. We can kill this guy and then Dragon Vein.
I won't let you down.
I'll do
True.
my best.
Which leaves just these two around. Although this is the Wormslayer one. So we do need to make sure to kill
What are
him.
you waiting for? I have faith in you. I'll do what no one else can.
If we're Dragon Veining with Elise, which I think we are, because Elise can't get the kill.
Yeah. We also, now Effie can still, I think, can contribute on this turn still.
Yeah, she can sort of fly down,
Strength is everything.
kill this
Kill
guy.
that guy.
Because he's not in Vein range, he's right outside of it.
We'll be okay.
So let's Vein these 3. And we have Azura available as well.
I can do this.
Yeah, well, we've done very well, actually.
Yeah, we do still need to kill the... We do still, like, definitely need to kill the Wormslayer.
I'm hungry.
Where's Camilla? Also?
Well, we would have to dance her, but we can do that.
Okay.
Because
I was
she's in the
just
back
curious-
right now.
Yeah, I forgot she was in Corrin's backpack.
Yeah, so Laszlo can kill one person. Silas can kill the other. Or Kaze.
I think we want the experience on Silas, though, right?
Yeah, I'm not super... Like, our Kaze kind of has a noodle arm, as often happens.
You have my support.
So I'm not super keen on him long term.
Let's go.
And then combine that with the fact that I played a Rev playthrough on this same branch of Fate, and I know that it's
Here we
going to
go.
continue to be pretty noodle-armed.
I'll
He's good for a bit, but...
We can block him off from reaching Elise, right?
We don't kill ya. We cannot. He can reach from 2 tiles. We would have to
Well, we
separate,
can separate is what I'm saying.
but doesn't he one-shot Corin?
Oh,
I mean, with Luna, he definitely does.
wonderful.
Oh, and we can't trade the bolt axe and then attack, because if we could, then we can do that, but...
Does he
much
one-shot
attack
Corin?
does he
I think he
have?
does, right? So, 18, 27, plus 15 is 32?
Plus
40,
2 from
42.
weapon
It's
ranks.
42. Because it's 18, 27, plus 15 is 37, 42. He has 42 attack.
Well, but he has B sword, so he's getting plus 2. So he'd have, 44?
So, he doesn't kill Camilla.
Does Corrin with the Dragonstone survive?
That's what I was just about to check. So, Corin is... Yeah, Corin lives with the Dragonstone.
Yeah, 19, yeah.
This could be trouble.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
I guess we die to Luna, but... Proc skills are bullshit.
Actually, would we? I think we might have barely lived, because she had, like, what, 19 defense with it?
Yeah, maybe we lived.
Yeah, so it would have added, like, 9 extra damage. We still would have been fine.
I win.
Base Dragonstoners win again. The Dragonstone still has its uses, even when you exit the early game.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I mentioned it as, like, one of the upsides of Kana, is Corin probably has better stuff to do.
You're not alone.
But, like, it's not like there's no reason to do Dragonstone stuff.
Now we can breathe easy.
Yeah, it just
Especially,
becomes,
like, you get Dragonstone Plus, and it's just, like, so much of a high might weapon.
Yeah, it just becomes like a utility weapon instead of your main weapon, which is fine.
Here I am. Shall we kill them? We've got this.
Okay! Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with how I played that map, to be honest. I think we got a decent amount of gold. Probably could have gotten more. But I'm happy with it, and we didn't get gamble on Percy.
That is a win.
Let's talk about Percy.
Yeah. I know you like Percy a lot. I do too, but I'll let you go first.
So, Percy is much like Dwyer and Kana. He has a benefit of being one of the fastest kids you can get. Both Elise and Effie have a fast support with Arthur. So if you want to get him immediately and take advantage of high availability flyer with good stats, you have options for it. I think if you're doing that, call me basic, but like Effie is the better one for it because it leans into his physical side. He does have a personal magic growth, so like if you wanted to make him a Malig, I think it's worse than physical, but it's something that's, like, not fighting as much of a uphill battle as you might think. The bigger thing that I really like about getting Percy early is his personal skill is very good. I'm pretty reliability pilled, so being able to get rid of 15 crit on enemies, I know a lot of people say, like, oh, if the enemy has a killer weapon, that's kind of bullshit. I think if the game gives you tools to reduce or even eliminate the chance of crits, then it's fair for the enemies to have killer weapons, and expect you to make use of them. And Fortunate Son is probably the strongest one you can get, at least the strongest one you can get early in Fates, in that just an aura of anti-crit. Combine that with the natural crit avoid you get from, I think adjacency gives it, right? I know it gives hit.
Pair up gives crit avoid.
Pair up gives crit avoid, right? So the natural crit avoid that you get through pair up, and it's not adjacency, but certain people will give crit for their like adjacency bonus based on support level, right? Because I know you get physical, you get like solid stats for pair up based on support level, but then you get things like hit, crit, dodge, and avoid for support level based on adjacency. So you can take advantage of this to reduce the crit chances of enemies, which is why I don't actually mind when enemies have noticeable crit. You can also use it to patch up units like his father, who are going to face crit on everyone. If you want to use Arthur long term, getting him married as quickly as possible is very beneficial, because he can build support with his son, so they kind of want to hand out near each other anyway, and then he just gets to benefit from an aura that offsets his terrible base luck and personal skill. If not completely, at least, like, 15 dodge is a lot. 15 dodge can patch up a lot of crit issues. Percy himself only gets 5 from it, but he naturally has a very high luck stat, so he doesn't need it as much as others. And his class line's very good. Being Wyvern natively is appreciated. I said this with Baruka, where it's like everyone can access Wyvern with enough effort, so it's not as big a benefit as it would be to other games, but it's nice not to need a seal. And the fact that his guaranteed Heart Seal class uses the same weapon type in the fighter line means that he can skill dip more easily than some others could. He is also, I talked about the children being good in terms of flexibility. If you don't want to early recruit him, which I think you probably should, because he has a lot of positive attributes, he is one of the children who has a very easy path to a concept we're probably going to talk about a couple of times, of build your own Goto, which is where you try to stack as many high-level, like level 15 promoted skills onto a unit for as many damage boosts as possible in order to make a sort of effort-free Takumi killer. I think the one people talk about the most is Midori, and that's probably because if you recruit her late, you don't miss her much. But Percy can get Axe Fair from his father, which Axe is the weapon he wants to use. He can get Trample through a Offspring Seal, and then one of the best mothers for him can give him Quick Draw. So if you don't want to use him during the remainder of the campaign, he still can potentially be Brave Axe, Berserker, Axe Fair, Trample, Quick Draw, Takumi Killer. I don't think it's the best use for him, because I do think he's quite beneficial throughout the rest of the campaign, but it is nice to have that option if your support routing or paralog routing just doesn't work out getting him early. His stats are also pretty decent. Like, I think he definitely prefers a physical mother. Right now he has no magic, but he has a natural magic growth if you want to meme around with Malig, or like dip into Malig just to get Trample. It's not the worst, it's just also not the best. But yeah, just a solid unit who has one of the best personal skills in the game. As opposed to Benny, who like also has a really good personal skill, but you don't really want to use outside of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
So, to build on the crit point, I do have to mention that in the context of Conquest specifically, there's not a lot of enemies with very high crit. I can probably count the amount of enemies with killer weapons in this game on one hand. They are extremely sparse. And enemy class bonuses are cut in half. So, for example, Berserkers have, player Berserkers have 20 crit, enemy Berserkers only have 10 crit. So, his personal skill isn't quite as like, you know, at first you see that and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. And there's not that many instances where like you have enemies with super high crit where you need to combine Fortunate Son with a bronze weapon to get them to 0. The way I sort of see his personal skill is that a lot of the time a bronze weapon is enough to reduce enemies crit to 0. But there are also plenty of other weapons that you would rather use, depending on the circumstances, whether it be a Reaver or an effective weapon, or a brave weapon. And the way that I sort of see it is that Percy's personal skill lets you lower the enemy crit chances to 0 without having to use a bronze weapon. You can use whatever weapon you want still. And that is still really nice. Because again, there's just not a lot of enemies in the game who are going to have more than 15 crit on you after you factor in your luck stat.
That's fair. That's fair.
But as a unit himself, it's still a nice personal skill. And as a unit himself, he honestly benefits a lot from like the fact that Arthur is his dad and has a different class than him. Lets you. It's nice because it means he's always going to have something unique to inherit from Arthur. Like even if you're not using Arthur at all, like we have, you still get HP plus 5, and that's still a pretty good skill. And if you wait for a bit longer, or you like instant promote Arthur, you can maybe pass down like Rally Strength or what have you. Even I know he has Niles friendships. You could even pass down Movement plus 1, which is never bad to have on your flyer. But I definitely, like, you are right that he definitely wants a physical mother. The only real way you're going to make, like, Magic Percy really work is, like, Elise. Otherwise, he really wants a physical mother. And in particular, his speed is the lower end. And so he really appreciates a mom like Effie or maybe someone like Perry or something who is going to pass down some better speed to him as well.
Are we sure that we got the better
also, like,
speed? He's
really
still
good
at 14.
defense. Like 20 defense. Trust me, it is. It's his speed without like a good speed mom is definitely not great.
Oh no.
Keep in mind this is also before promotion, which like most of the rest of our units are promoted, so
Oh, that's true.
it is a little bit of an unfair comparison right now. I think Wyvern promotion gives 2. I don't think it gives 3. I think it gives 2.
I mean, like, comparing him to unpromoted Selena, who's one of the faster units in the cast, yeah, he only has 2 less.
Yeah, so, like, Effie Percy's speed is pretty solid, especially given how good his damage and defense are. And, yeah, like, quick draw, like, the fact that the easiest mom to pair Arthur with is also his best one is really convenient for him.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's sort of like in basically the best situation that a child unit in this game could be, where like dad has super good availability, the mom that gives him a fast support and that Arthur most wants is his best one. He joins in a great class. He can always inherit 2 good skills. So you put all that together, and I would argue he's maybe the best child unit in the game. It's sort of like him, Ophelia, and like Soleil are sort of the 3 who I see as like really standing out as like combat units. And then you sort of have like the support-oriented kids like Dwyer or Forrest and like Shigure, but I like Percy a lot. I think he's one of the best Gen 2 units for sure.
You mentioned the outlaw friendship. that Arthur has in order to pass down move +1. There is another. I don't think this is the best use of Percy, but rally skill. Percy natively gets rally defense and rally strength. You could make him a rally bot. I think you'd rather spend that on a unit of a lower caliber. But
Yeah.
again, I value flexibility, and it is technically something he has. Much like with the late recruit Takumi killing thing, I'd rather spend that on a lower caliber kid, but it is technically something he has.
Yeah. It yeah, and like technically if you're doing at least Percy, you could do rally strength defense res, I guess.
Yeah. Like it's definitely far from what I would consider optimal for one of the better children.
Yeah. But yeah,
But part of what
I'm,
makes a unit good is flexibility in this game, and even if your army doesn't want another combat flyer, there's other things he can do, I guess.
yeah, like I think he's better than Baruka, but Baruka, if you train her, can still be like a similar unit. I just think like kind of a bit worse, and then without the utility of the personal skill.
Yeah, which like I guess the personal skill also, if you're just making him a rally, like I like making units with utility skills into utility units. If I'm gonna make someone a utility, so it doesn't feel like I'm wasting a combat skill.
Yeah. Oh, I should also mention the fact that his personal gives +5 dodge to himself is there is a little neat point about that where if you want Percy to go Berserker as a combat unit to like get more speed and stuff and max out his strength, Berserker does have an innate -5 crit avoid, so his personal skill and like relatively low luck, and his personal skill cancels that out, so that like he's still never gonna face crit, which is nice.
Do you have anything else you want to say about the sidekick, or should we move on to the wall of supports we have banked up?
I think yeah, we're good. I don't have much else to say. Yeah.
We got a lot. I fired it off without getting the supports just because Jacob and Gunter weren't getting deployed. But we got Camilla. Nice. So we're 2 away now. Should we I guess start with base Camilla and just like work our way through them as they come?
Yeah.
There you are, based.
Hello, Camilla. Suppose it's my nap time?
Of course not. I've come to my senses. I know I oughtn't treat you as a child.
Do you mean that? My message finally got through?
Certainly. Going forward, I will treat you as the adult sister you have become. Now then, I was thinking we deserve a small break from all this action. Shall we pop off into the local hot springs for a spell? Do a bit of a spa fortnight, as I wish to call it. Fortnite Battle Royale?
God damn it. I hate that nobody can use that word anymore. What?
What do you mean, what? Just a little soaking and relaxing, dear. Don't two sisters deserve a little extra time to bond?
Of course, but, how do you think it would look to the others? Can't let my friends fight and die while I'm off soaking in a tub.
And basking in the rejuvenative powers of daily facial peels. One mustn't forget the facial peels.
I'm sorry, Camilla, but I can't get away for something like that right now.
Oh, I suppose not. It's just that I feel terrible about your wretched past. Being locked away for so long, unable to go shopping or stroll the gardens, let alone experience life's simplest pleasures. like running madly through a springtime meadow, or splashing in the ocean. Father didn't allow that sort of thing, did he?
No.
Don't you see how hard it was on me? Not to be able to do anything for my poor little sister.
Milla, please don't cry.
You're right, I'm being ridiculous, letting my emotions overtake me like that. Just give me a moment.
Of course.
To pack both of our bags! Now, would you like to bring one bathing suit or two?
2, of course. Wait, what am I saying?
She does not want to get on the chair. She was lounging there last night.
Yeah, she's on there just a little bit earlier. Ah, Gunter, there you are.
Lady Beast.
I didn't see you around camp. Starting to get worried.
No need to worry. Old men like me just like to relax alone sometimes.
I see.
By the way, Lady Beast, do you recognize this ball?
Oh. Wait, I do. It's the ball we used to play catch with. This brings back memories.
It's seen better days, but it's still in pretty good condition, don't you think?
It really is. I'm impressed. Didn't realize that you'd kept it after all this time.
I could never bring myself to throw it away. It's filled with too many memories. You know that I made this the same year I began serving you. We played so many games of catch with it.
Really does stir up all those old memories.
How does a round of catch sound to you, for old time's sake?
I'd love to.
Excellent! I have a few tasks to deal with today, but we'll play sometime soon.
I look forward to it.
Do we do sidekick?
I think
Oh, we forgot
said
to
we'd
read the
skip-
dialogue for the... We were gonna read paralogue dialogue.
Oh.
Whoops. I guess
Whoops.
we're not doing that anymore. Sorry, I just
Well,
forgot.
I don't
We
know.
can do it for some other paralogs.
Yeah. We messed up this one, but oh well. Oh, let's do Silas Kaze. This one's really funny.
Now that's a tasty apple, ripened to perfection, brimming with juice, just the way I like it. Huh? That's weird. I'm positive I only packed one apple today. Why am I seeing double?
My apologies. I thought this was what you wanted.
Kaze, where in the blazes did you get here?
Though I am but a lowly ninja, I'm trained to move swiftly and silently. You appeared to enjoy apples, so I brought you another one.
So that's it? Thanks, I guess. Wait, are you still trying to pay me back for that faceless thing?
Yes. And I'm afraid, however juicy an apple I find for you, when weighed against a life, it will always be lacking. My debt has yet to be repaid.
No, except it has. I'm telling you that you're free. I release you. We're fine.
Only it were that simple. Take care, Silas.
Suit yourself. This is some mighty fine soup, and surprisingly filling. I've barely made a dent in the bowl, and I already feel like I've eaten a full meal. Gotta get recipe for this stuff. Oh no! No soup is this filling. Kaze.
How did you check me?
Are you kidding me? You've been secretly filling my bowl this whole time. How?
My sincere apologies. I meant well.
I can't believe this. Please believe me when I say I don't need anything more from you. It's okay. Really. You're starting to creep me out.
I just love the visual of drinking soup, and every time he looks away, Kaze very quickly pouring more soup in the bowl.
It is funny. It is funny. What the heck was that support? So in the C support, Kaze, ChatGPT over here saved Kaze's life. So Kaze's trying to like repay his debt, and ChatGPT doesn't want him to, because it's like, I am the most boring man to ever exist. I don't need help.
I love Kaze doing the comedy bit where you put more shampoo on someone every time they try to wash it off.
It do be like that. Alright, do you want to be girl fail or popped collar?
I think you were Leo in a previous support, so I'll be Felicia.
Okay.
Not again.
Felicia, you appear to have dropped another plate. Are you okay?
I'm so sorry, Lord Leo.
There's no need to apologize.
I'm still sorry, though.
Nonsense. I've seen you make plenty of mistakes in the past. This wasn't the first, and it won't be the last.
I guess that's true, my lord. I'm not very graceful.
True. In fact, it is my observation that you are not suited to be a servant.
What? Don't say that.
Oh? Why? It's the truth, is it not? One mustn't shy away from the truth, Felicia. One must face it head on.
Please, my lord. I'll try harder, I promise. Don't make me leave.
I wouldn't dismiss you personally, though you do cause us undue grief. I was not threatening disciplinary action. I was merely offering food for thought. I implore you to reconsider. This profession may not be the right line of work for you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must return to my studies. Good day, Felicia.
Goodbye, Lord Leo. Bring out the soup.
So that's why Felicia's personal weapon from my castle is Felicia's plate. It's just a broken plate from the Leo support.
Yeah.
In the interest of trying to speed things along, I say we get Percy and his parents. We save these two for later. Just so that we're not...
I was gonna say, because I thought before we said we weren't gonna do like the parent-child ones.
Well, we are
For the
using
sake
both
of
Percy
time?
and Effie, so their supports, like, potentially might build
that's
beyond
fair.
C. But with Arthur Bench, yeah, we can just skip this. Sorry, Arthur, you've been silenced once more. But we'll do this one, and then I guess we can just skip this, because neither of them are getting fielded.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll be Effie. Do you want to be Percy?
Yeah, sure. Mom, I'm back. Is dinner ready yet?
Welcome home, Percy. Dinner's on the table. Have a seat.
No time to wait. I'm gonna dig in.
Wait 1 second. Have you washed your hands yet?
Oops, I forgot. I'll run and wash them.
Wait. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, what if this is Keaton? But then I realized it can't be... Because Keaton, like, famously doesn't wash his hands.
Oh, yeah.
Or Caden, I mean. I got them mixed up. Tee, calm down, sweetie. There's plenty of food. What's your rush?
I have to eat fast. Every moment I'm not training is a missed opportunity. Eat fast, train fast. I need to get big and strong quickly. How else will I be able to keep you safe?
You're gonna protect me? That's a sweet thought, Percy.
I promise. I'll never let anything bad happen to you. You can count on me.
I know I can, but please, slow down for a moment to chew your food properly. You won't be able to train if you have a bad tummy ache.
Good point, Mom. For the time being, I'll train myself to eat quickly but efficiently.
Sounds like a plan. Let's eat. Oof. Okay, my hiccups are back. I got rid of them after I woke up, but they're back. Hopefully they don't disrupt the next unit review we're about to do. Because it's a big one. Ooh,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
ooh. Oh no, these hiccups. Oh no. I'm a hiccupopotamus. Somehow the hiccups have returned. What are they, a Palpatine archetype? Or Ryoma? The hiccups waited 20 turns to have their revenge.
Oh no.
Let me just like crack open. I have like some soda next to my desk because drinking. I know slowly drinking a cold fluid can sometimes help. Since I'm struggling with these hiccups in order to potentially make the eventual review compilation better, would you like to start by talking about, we already spoke about the Queen of Conquest, but let's talk about the King.
Yeah, so Xander is another very infamous unit in this game. Known as being sort of like one of the best candidates for like if you want to try and juggernaut through the late game. And just a really good unit to have in general. Xander is he makes Benny very sad, like sadder than Benny already was, because you get this unit with 27 defense, 38 HP, like just better defensive bases and better speed than Benny, and way more mobile. And of course, one of the main things about the unit is Siegfried. It's a very powerful PRF with plus 10 dodge just to make sure he never gets crit, because why not? Plus 4 defense. Even when it's like in his inventory, he doesn't need to have it equipped. So even if he's equipping a lance or reclasses into Wyvern, he still gets it. The big, I guess the only thing like holding it back is like 80 hit is a little shaky for a sword. It's not like bad necessarily, but like the steel sword and the Kodachi are like 85 hit, for example. So like 80 for a sword is below average, but it's still really good nonetheless. And the fact that it's 1-2 range and can double is something that's not true of like most weapons. The most infamous use case for him is you marry him to Charlotte or Selena, but Charlotte's more popular. And you go into Hero, which gets rid of his beast weakness and is a little faster than Paladin, and it gives him Soul. He is definitely one of the best users of Soul because of how bulky he is. Though, and of course he starts with like Elbow Room and Shelter, which are great skills. He's also 1 level off from Defender, and because he's only 1 level off, you should probably just grab it anyways. He also has a fantastic personal skill. Chivalry is really good. It's just going to be plus 2 damage dealt, minus 2 damage taken in most situations where it matters. The big downsides to Xander are that, one, his res, which is actually relevant because his base is alright, but it's not great. His growth is like kind of mediocre, and late game you actually are going to run into a fair amount of enemy mages that are pretty threatening or are like mixed in with physical enemies. And so Xander, you do need to support his res if you want him to like take on those mixed groups of enemies, because those mages are going to deal a lot of damage to him. And while Soul can help, you don't want to need to proc Soul so many times in a single enemy phase because of enemy mages. And then the other big thing is his speed. His speed's not bad. It's like the same base as Leo, and like I think the same growth, or maybe like slightly less of a growth than Leo. The big thing is he doesn't get any like speed boosting weapon or anything like the Horse Spirit. And in general, like it's not super hard to patch up. Obviously, like Charlotte, Berserker Para give 5 speed at S rank.
Yeah, which helps to supplement
Um,
things.
And there's other tools. You do need to patch up those 2 areas if you want him to truly reach his full like maximum potential. But even if you're not doing that, he's still really good just as a unit who can take on like sections of the map that are purely physical enemies, or just like delete an enemy on player phase to make it a lot easier for his allies. This map in particular is really favorable to him.
All the mages are on one side, he can just avoid them. Like, just go to the center ship.
Exactly. So like it very easy to use his very easy to abuse his strengths on this map.
Somebody mentioned he's a good candidate for speedwings, which reminded me, I have not used a single stat booster yet. We have a speedwing and 2 talismans. Like, I know obviously that doesn't fix it on its own. I could just fucking go absolute basic mode and dump all the stat boosters into him. He doesn't need them, but I don't know. I gotta send it for endgame. Look, 0% growths, doing as much 0% growths as I've been doing has ruined me in terms of hoarding stat boosters. Cause in that game you save them for specific units. But yeah, Xander's really good. I don't know if you mentioned this, because you did robot a little bit during that, but the fact he starts with D lances is also really nice, because it means if you do the Wyvern reclass, which I think is a very good use of a Heart Seal, he gets Javelin and Beast Killer, so he retains non-bronze weapons. And obviously, like, it kind of sucks not to have the weapon rank bonuses you would get from B rank, but even just having access to an effective weapon and a 1-2 range weapon, albeit a worse one, is better than not. So it's nice that, like, his secondary rank, unlike Silas starting at E, which granted is a lot earlier, yeah, he doesn't have to do any sort of grinding if he reclasses, which is something that other late joiners reclassing kind of wish was true about them. Gee, I wonder if we're going to talk about a unit who wishes that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's controversial to say that this is a very good unit.
Yeah.
I know,
like,
you said you don't use him that much anymore just because he's kind of boring in the way that he's good.
Yeah, he doesn't quite have the same, like, support value as, like, Camilla, who is a unit who, like, really helps, like, feed kills to units in a stretch of the game. You really want that. But Xander isn't quite as... And also just, like... Yeah, I just find him to be quite boring. And again, like, there are cases where, due to those, like, couple of shortcomings, other units are better. Like, if you look at Leo, his defense isn't quite as high, but it's still pretty good, and he has better res, and, like, there are situations in the late game where, you know, there are certain groups of enemies where, like, someone with mixed bulk like Leo is better at dealing with them. And, of course, in cases of, like, his worst matchup is Ninjas, Xander, because he doesn't have any sort of Calamity Gate equivalent. Like, there's no dual Katana in Conquest for him to use.
Yeah.
So his hit rates against them are going to be bad, and he might get doubled. In fact, I know he gets doubled at base by the Master Ninjas on the next map unless you put a bit of some speed on him. And so those are instances where, again, like, other units are probably going to shine more against those unit types, but it definitely doesn't mean that Xander's bad.
And because his primary form of 1-2 2 range is the Siegfried, which is a sword. I mentioned javelins, but like obviously that's a lot worse than tomes or shurikens or Siegfried. Xander has to choose between flight and good 1-2 range. And like usually you can afford to only have one of them. But it is something that, you know, just to compare him to Leo, Malik Leo doesn't have to make that choice. So that's
Right.
a little bit unfortunate for Xander. Granted, like, because of pair up, you can functionally have flight if you pair him, like, if you give him someone who can reclass to Wyvern, but yeah, it's with a unit this good, you kind of have to look for, like, the edge case downsides.
Right. And even against, like, you know, like, with the thing with Siegfried against ninjas, there are still ways around that. Like, I actually played the ninja map recently with, like, using Xander, and I found there was a setup, a very easy setup to get him to one-shot the Master Ninjas with a Lance. It was, like, Bronze Lance +1, C-rank, Charlotte pair up, and, like, a Strength Tonic gets him to one-shot them. So, like, even in those matchups, he still has, like, you know, like, the Lance access is still helping in that way.
Yeah. We are probably gonna have to go back to home base, because I want to buy... I think I want to buy a Master Seal. We have one for Selena, but I think I want to buy one for Percy, too.
Mozu also hasn't promoted yet, right?
Yeah, Mozu's also just been sticking on Archer. So I'm gonna try to do like a flyer skip and either 2 or 3 turn this map, while also trying to get experience on a couple of like key pairs. Kaze and Silas can fight some of these mages. Xander and Charlotte can go down here and, you know, do Xander Charlotte things. And then
I like having Xander Charlotte kill because he can reach the bottom staffer turn 1.
This guy, right?
Yeah. Just make it so you don't have to deal with that guy.
Yeah, and we got a heart seal off of this guy, so we do want to kill him.
There's also, I believe, another one on the left-hand side with a Master Seal.
Oh, is there?
Some enemy on the left.
Oh, yeah, I saw him. I briefly
yeah.
saw him. It was a sorcerer, yeah. The inspiration sorcerer. So, for those who are not familiar, like, the easy way to cheese this map is send flyers off the side of the ship and then send them in to talk to the soldiers, 3 of whom are really easy to access with a flyer. And even the 4th you can, but usually the 4th is who you turn into Shura and have, like, Xander kill. Or, you know, whoever kill. And I'm gonna try to do that, because I do still want the gold. Gold is nice. But I don't want to, like, completely low turn it, because support routing is also nice.
Yeah. I think I mentioned this to you off stream, but just to sort of give my thoughts on that to the audience. You lose 300 gold for each turn you take on this map out of a total of 10,000. So and like 300 on its own is not a lot. So if you ever have to choose between like taking 1 extra turn on this map to get like EXP and support points, or not do that and get the 300 gold, whatever experience or support points you're getting is probably worth more than 300 gold.
Yeah.
Like for in terms of like a 1 turn difference, I mean.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I agree with you on that. I'm sorry, what did you say? Either I hiccuped over it, or you cut out, I can't tell which. Sorry about my hiccups.
You're good. I was gonna say check out the stats on PC.
I mean, both Percy and Selena, I'm very happy with these stats. 2016, 18, 18, 23, 19. I mean, he's a bulky boy. I'm thinking we use the arm scroll on Selena. The only other thing I can think of is save it for Xander to get hammer access. But, like, we have hammer on Percy, and then we have, like, hammer on Camilla. And we have plenty of magical units as well for dealing with armors.
Yeah, Poltex on Elise.
So
yeah, we've got options, so I think...
getting Selena out of E-rank hell is probably better. Unless you can think of another person who really wants it.
Hammer. Or yeah, it gets us another hammer user on Selena as well.
Oh, that's true. That's true. And, like, does C-rank lances give us anything good? There's, like, the fucking Blessed Lance.
Yeah, give the Blessed Lance and, like, Steel, pretty much.
But this also gives Selena access to 1-2 range, which she appreciates.
Yeah. I think she generally likes working on Axe rank more than Lance rank, especially because C-rank Axes gets her dual club.
Yeah, the only reason the Bronze Lance is even in her inventory is during an earlier plan of the Percy map, she was going to do stuff, and I didn't know if I wanted to use a arm scroll on her, and I didn't have a bronze axe for her, because Silas was using the Armad Cats.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, axes also help with her strength, quote-unquote, deficit. Like, she's at 18 now, but,
yeah, she's gonna get to 20 after one level.
I know. I know. She actually matches Percy's, like, native strength, I just realized.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
this unit's pretty good.
So...
This unit's pretty good. More speed, less defense, less luck, more res, more magic. Oh, wait, I should have sent her Malik.
Damn.
I can't believe we threw, like that. I'm not gonna buy a Master Seal for Mozu yet, just because I want to see the planning in terms of where she's going.
Yeah, because if she doesn't get deployed, you can just use the one we get on this map.
Yeah, and if she does... So the other thing is that, like, next map is a good map to be a bow user. And we have 2 good bow users. I mean, we technically have a third, but he's at E rank. Let's see, we definitely want Camilla Corin. I want to start working on Ninja and also Soul. US Flyers. We are eventually going to seal her as well, is the other thing. Just like for a better backpack, but I don't think we need that yet, right?
Yeah. I think Felicia, Leo, just because they might sit out next map because it's ninjas and they're really good this map.
Yeah. We don't have the horse spirit just because, like, in terms of routing. Well, so if they're sitting out next map, right? Do we need Laszlo Keaton?
We could do...
We could do Elise Effie instead.
We could do Elise Effie instead. We could do Mozu Keaton instead of Elise Effie. Because, like, I think Azura and Laszlo are 3 maps away from S support. We could just do Mozu Keaton just to work on that. I actually am curious to see Mozu's matchup with Keaton pair up against the Outlaws on the right, because she could actually enemy phase them. Potentially.
Yeah, we could... She can get to a square where the hero fights her, though. What is that, darting blow, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't
There's
matter.
also
probably
on the
doubles
bottom
anyway.
as well.
Oh, he doesn't double with darting blow, because that's +5, right?
Yeah. But there's outlaws on the bottom as well, which might be safer to engage.
Yeah. She does face the mercs then. I mean, like, they have armor blow, so it's not like anyone would be dealing damage to them anyway. Oh, we can't do this. We can't do it during preps. Falling for the Charlotte backpack agenda. Just let me use the good unit. Let me use the good unit. The thing is, I was gonna push back by saying, like, I'm using Charlotte in my current rev run, but she's Saizo's backpack, so never mind. What can I say? She's a mediocre unit on her own merits, and she's a really good backpack. It's like the Rinka problem if Rinka wasn't also very good. It's hard to penalize someone for being really, really good at a job that isn't doing combat, but it does make her feel, like, worse. So, could have Kaze fight these mages and maybe one fighter? So, like, go here?
Yeah, as long as he doesn't bait in, like, Berserker. There's also the case of, oh, Felicia, does Felicia have, Tomebreaker yet, actually?
No, she's, like, 17 experience? 27 experience away.
Okay, so she can, like, after one combat, she'll get Tomebreaker.
Yeah.
That's, like, worth keeping in mind, I think.
Do you think Leo versus this group on the bottom left?
Sorta, yeah. Because I think...
Because then we can have Camilla escort Corrin this way. I'm thinking this is who we're going to turn into Shura. Although, there is also the argument for this one. Because you can get a grounded unit and a flyer over there. If you can't one round him.
Yeah, the top one's more so what I was thinking, because it's easier to get multiple units.
Yeah.
And then I guess Selena... can go up with just, like, Silas Kaze.
Yeah, because she does want to build that Silas support. At some point.
And then Percy can probably... Well...
I mean...
I guess Percy's probably better on the left, because there's Berserkers, right? For him to negate the crit of...
Yeah, and I was thinking he would go, like... out maybe over here? This is not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I mean, with a dance, he could potentially get a good ways over here for talking to this soldier.
Yeah, we just have to make sure he doesn't die.
Well, what I was gonna say is we do that for talking to the soldier on the turn we're going for the Shura kill.
Oh, I see.
Like, I don't like talking to them, because they're all guarded by promoted enemies. I don't like talking to them and exposing my units until I'm ready to end the map.
That's fine. We have very different approaches to this map, is what I'm learning. Which is, like, totally fine, of course. It's just interesting to see.
Because, yeah, now Selena can go over here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, talk to him. Because she doesn't, other than Silas, she doesn't really have a support routing to go on right now.
Yeah, she's already maxed out she's already got her friendship.
And Silas is just trying to get ninja as quickly as possible. And, like, neither of them really wants to reclass based on being married, so the biggest thing is just she's gonna provide flight to him, and then also Great Knight Sophie would be a good backpack to either of them if we, like, want to do the child backpack thing. But also, like, I'm pairing them because, you know, Flight and Ninja naturally work good together, and I want to get as many children as I can. Just because I find it more fun. But yeah, I think this is a good layout. Do we want to give Charlotte some stat boosters so that she can give them to Xander?
Oh, like in her inventory. I thought you meant she would use them.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, any Charlotte fans, for cock teasing you like that.
I mean, the problem is just, like, he'd have to spend turns. Well, he can spend turn 1 using a stat booster, because...
Oh, are we not turn 1 killing the enfeeble guy?
Well, you can enemy phase him, because if a staff user has a weapon and a staff, they'll prioritize using their weapon if one of your units is in range.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Although that's assuming he does damage to Xander, actually, which is not a guarantee.
Will he do that if he has seal, though? Don't they like sealing? Or does that not overwrite? Because I know ninjas will attack for 0 damage to debuff.
Yeah, because of weapon triangle, he'll do 0, but I don't know how the seal AI interacts with the staff AI. I mean, it's like turn 1, right? We can try it.
Alright, let's go for this.
Stand back, citizen!
Alright,
On guard!
I forgot that he needs... well, okay, instead of that...
It's my lucky day. Again.
I forgot that... Well, so what's her res? 12. Oh, yeah, because she's not, like, over-leveled. I'm used to, like, a high-level Azura having, like, 20 res. So yeah, she cannot stand up against 2 dark mages. Because I was gonna be like, oh, Percy goes here, gets danced, and then he can be, like, some of the way towards the soldier.
Stand back, citizen!
Yeah, instead I think Percy just goes there.
I have faith in you.
Yeah, because you can still reach on turn 3.
Even with the steel shirt and debuffing his speed, yeah, he doubles the hand axe guy.
On my honor,
No
Knight.
fucking problem. The question is, does he die?
Oh, make sure to equip. He's not equipped right now.
Yeah, I was just testing the... So he takes 8 from the mages, which will put him at...
Actually,
Oh,
I think he's
no,
gonna
he only
take...
takes 6 from the mages because of triangle, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to equip because I want to make sure we're... And then 12 defense versus 26, so that's... 14? He can afford to bait another Axe Fighter, actually. Because of guard gauge. So he can actually go here.
Oh wow, yeah.
He can... Yeah, this is
And-
you know, yet another instance
Oh.
of the Silas is bulkier than... Or Kaze is
Guard-
bulkier than you think he is because of guard gauge.
We can handle this.
That's pretty good, yeah. Yeah.
And then... Okay. Can Leo eat the Berserker? 16 defense. Oh, that's a lot of damage. 21. That's 21. That's 21. That... No, I don't like that. I don't love that.
He'll lose like... Okay. He'll lose...
So you're
he'll lose
roboting
2
real
for
hard
weaponry
right
bonuses
now.
Because of triangle, so he'll take
I will
19.
support you.
19,
Sorry.
okay. No. You don't have to apologize. It's not your fault. Internet is stupid. Oh, shit. Wait.
Yeah,
He'll get his defense sealed first.
Well, no, because he'll 1 round.
The mage?
I'm assuming he 1 rounds.
13 res, 20.
Leo. Maybe
Oh, yeah, no, he does double. Yeah, you're right.
we
Good luck.
Okay, well, let's, yeah, it's just turn 1. If this doesn't work, what's 9 plus 10? 21.
Nothing but
Leo,
Dude,
no!
we can fuck around and find out.
Leo, why are you removing your guard gauge like that?
I'll take
Twerp.
care of this.
We
I'll
can
play
still-
with you.
So we could go here, but
Um,
I don't think we actually need to fly off for this one. We could just put
Yeah, we
Corin...
don't. Like Leo can someone can very easily reach that guy turn 2 or 3.
Do we want the Dragonstone for the extra defense, probably?
If she's in range of the Berserker, yeah.
She's not. Oh, she's only in range of one physical
Oh,
enemy.
well, fine.
She's probably
Yeah, if she has
fine.
19 res with the dragon with the thunder, I'd
Yeah.
say we just keep the thunder.
Yeah, again, we get to
Oh, what a pain in the butt!
we get to see we get to test things.
Oh yeah, so we can see if this guy will attack.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right. I forgot that was the thing we were gonna
Yeah.
do.
It's fine. He doesn't need the stat boosters this map.
Yeah, it's more like if he has a spare turn.
Yeah.
Do we wanna... Okay, 33... she's not great against that guy. Maybe we just lure these outlaws out? 26 versus 14, 12. She's not great there either. Versus
She's
the Merc.
she's at a really, isn't she?
Yeah, the player phase unit is kind of squishy.
I'll do my best.
Can she bait the bottom ones without fighting any mercenaries? The bottom outlaws?
These two?
Yeah.
No. What? Yeah, no.
That's one guy.
So she doesn't get doubled. Even by the quick draw one, she
Yeah,
doesn't get
we would
doubled.
have
But
need
she,
to
that's
give her,
like
like,
33 though, is the
I think.
problem. 26, 12 of her 23 HP. We haven't done a meal yet. We could do a defense meal.
Yeah, like a defense meal and an HP tonic.
This could be tough.
Let's see how this is first. Like, just, you know, since we're doing turn 1 anyway, let's just see.
It's alright.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm pretty sure she dies here, but like, go back for HP tonic defense meal. Oh shit, Brynhilder! Finally, Brynhilder.
We can do this together.
Yeah, one too many attacks.
I'll protect you just in time.
Yeah, a little
Pathetic.
Though,
little
again,
unfortunate.
a similar deal with the with like a defense meal and like an HP tonic.
So
Though
Leo's not great there, but if we step him backwards by 1,
well, also I think maybe with a speed tonic he would have doubled and one-rounded the promoted enemies, which would prevent his res from getting sealed as well.
What?
does he need a tonic, or is he... Because if he's 1 point short, we can do a defense speed meal and just rig until Mozu and Leo both get it.
True. We can check.
You're not alone.
Okay, Kaze's actually fine like this.
Stay strong. We have won.
Again, chop one up to the Kaze being bulkier than he appears catalog.
Yeah. like,
Everyone
he's
thinks they're
so-
getting that Berserker dual strike. You fools.
In fact, he's taking even less damage than I thought he would from the mages.
And then he survives either the steel axe or the hand axe, so regardless of what direction they go in.
I have faith in you.
It's that Shrimple. It really is that Shrimple, though. So she takes 13 here. Oh, it's exact. That's
oh, right,
so
'cause weapon
unfortunate.
triangle.
Oh, she dodged. Look at her. Look at her. Okay, so Mozu's better than Leo, confirmed.
Yeah, because the weapon triangle gives the mercenary an extra point of attack, so any defense boost will actually...
Oh,
let
right,
her live
Shining
there.
Bow.
Good.
I mean, we do one shot in retaliation, so it's not 30, but that's still, you know, a decent chunk of change.
I think he takes like 0 damage from all the physical enemies, though, so I don't think he dies.
Yeah, he
I
was
don't think
taking
he's
like
in any
one
danger even after
one from
that.
some people. All right, let's see the Leo math. With Felicia, he's at 19, 16, so he needs a tonic. Meal
Yeah.
won't do it.
Yeah, that's fine, though. Like,
Yeah. I mean, we did just do the money map.
yeah. It's also more guard gauge.
Let's... You know what I'm actually gonna do? I'm gonna buy like 3 speed tonics, just so we have them in preps and don't have to like constantly keep going back. And I'm gonna do the same for HP tonics, cause it's not that expensive. We'll need them at some point. And I'm gonna do the same for defense tonics.
Yeah, that's fair.
If
also
if we
had a
do
lot of
not,
map gold from Percy's that we're not spending a lot of.
yeah. What I was gonna say is like if throughout the entire campaign we don't consume 3 of each of those tonics, I'll be very surprised.
I've seen it happen where if the Shining Bow guy actually lives and gets sealed defense on Xander, he can straight up die turn 1.
Wouldn't the
Oh,
Shining Bow
'cause then
guy?
the enemy
Wouldn't you have to
stops
not have
ignoring
Charlotte
him.
pair up for that or whatever?
Well, I think Vex is saying like if you miss, like if Xander misses.
Ooh, yeah.
And yeah, and then all the enemies stop ignoring him and dogpile him. That's funny.
Oh, I said pair up instead of swap. Get over there. Get in here. Get over there. Get over there. Percy goes here. Kaze goes here. Selena was here, right?
Yeah, flew up.
Mozu here. Okay, so she just needs a defense tonic. She doesn't even need an HP tonic. Because she died to exact damage. He needs speed. I was gonna
Why
give the
does he have all
speed
3?
wings, but then I remembered those are for Xander.
Why does he have all 3?
He needs them a lot. I think it's because I was buying them as him.
Oh, okay. I was like, why does he?
He needs them a lot. Xander over here double fisting speed tonics. Or not Xander, Leo over here just double fisting speed tonics. Like, I need these.
I would also say, since he is fighting a few mages, maybe give... Oh, we didn't buy a res tonic. Okay, that's fine.
Do you want me to go back and get one?
Oh, we also didn't cook a meal, huh?
Oh, whoops, yeah. And
yeah.
I did just feed Mozu the tonic as well, where we could have gone meal. I mean, we can go res.
We could just go defense res.
Yeah, defense res meal. That's a smithy. Is
Hi,
Arthur a bad cook? Arthur feels like
Arthur
he'd be a bad
refuses
cook.
to leave the party.
I feel like Arthur's a bad cook. That's a bad recipe, right?
Oh, delicious flare! You got it.
Oh shit, okay.
It hit Kaze, Percy.
It hit Leo! It hit Leo, that's the important one.
Based.
Wait,
Based
fuck!
as well,
It hit
so-
Kaze! He's gonna take 0 from the mages now!
Wasn't he taking like 2 or 3 before? Oh,
he was
was
taking
he taking
2, but he got +1 res, and then Arthur's delicious flare gave another +1 res.
Shit, where's the anti-tonics when you need them?
All right, Arthur, cook a little bit worse than that.
Cook a little bit worse.
They are unhappy. At least there was a luck +2. Arthur really does guide others to a prize he cannot reach himself. Oh, what if we go... Oh, no, speed wouldn't help us here.
I think reckless is always going to be bad. I think we have to...
Oh my god. Arthur, why do you suck so much?
Arthur,
even when he successfully makes the... No. Fuck off, Arthur. You suck so much. Even on the bench, Arthur continues to haunt us.
Surely this will be good.
Don't you dare hit Kaze. Kaze dodged it! Dodge take ninja! Thank you, Hitaka and Naomi, for stealing the food from Kaze.
Yeah.
Wait.
So the second point, we got Leo. The second point of defense and res was only for based, it said.
Oh, okay, good.
So it's +1 for everyone else.
Meanwhile, Shiro is healthy and not reckless.
Some of them make sense, some of them don't.
I like that
Felicia's
Felicia's bad at cooking and Jacob's good at cooking, although it does make like the who's your assistant meta very funny as well.
Yeah, Felicia's really bad at it, and then Flora and Jacob are really good at it. It also, like, it doesn't matter that much for the servant meta, because Azura is also one of the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
So
oh no, like... I meant specifically my castle. You can assign Felicia to be your assistant, and then she's never in the kitchen.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So, like, you could do Funny Faceless, or you could do Felicia. Like, it's funny to me that there is technically an optimal choice for who you make your My Castle assistant.
Yeah, and then, like, if you have Jacob, you want to switch it off of him.
Yeah. Who did we dance last time?
It was, I think it was just, like, Mozu, actually.
No hesitation.
We didn't really have anyone...
So we could have just, instead of tonicking, we could have just inspiring song to Leo.
Oh,
I'm here to help.
yeah, huh. I don't know why I don't know why when we were talking about it, I thought we had a different move for that, but...
I mean, because initially I was going to dance Percy, but then I realized Azura would be in range of the mages.
Shall we kill them?
I mean, if we put based here...
Stay on your toes.
I'll try my
We could dance Xander.
Together.
That's true. Just for the perfect... I think that gives him perfect reliability on his attacks.
Against the Shining Bow guy.
Yeah.
And then I am just going to do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to play games with the debuffing. He's already getting frozen.
Glory of Nor!
He can speedwing next time. And the dance was basically a speedwing.
Good luck.
Yeah. Well, I think with Leo, we kill one of the fighters, right?
Yes! Although if he needs to hang back to not be in range of, like, the one more attack. Okay,
Hey,
good.
he's on the
Crit on the
second
second one.
He, yeah, so I think that it's less damage overall, I think, on this enemy phase.
Especially because the order that they moved in, he thinks he can seal defense. So the magical enemy goes before the physical one. And
Ooh,
Leo has more
true.
res. Oh, never mind. Well, the promoted one getting guard gauged is also good.
Yeah, like this is the second best one he could have blocked.
The best one is probably the Berserker. How much do the fighters deal to him again?
I think maybe about as much, or maybe a little less than the sorcerer. So.
Oh shit! I forgot to equip Kaze. That means
No.
Kaze dies. Oh, he didn't, but he also didn't kill people.
We can do this, right?
Yeah, Leo just deleted everyone. Okay, that seems pretty good to me.
As Leo does.
I can't believe people think this unit is mid.
I don't get it either.
There's a large contingent of people who think Leo is mid, and I talked about it in the Leo analysis. He's definitely the most overlookable because of his unfortunate join time, in that he joins right before a map he's forced to take off, and then right before Xander, who, like, anyone who joins right before Xander is gonna look bad in comparison. But, like, Leo, we even talked about it, like, the mixed bulk is a strength. And he has slightly more time to build supports.
No. Like, because of the mages. Like if we had Xander try and do that job, Xander would have died there. So,
You have my aid.
like, he's the worst of the royals. Like, he's the worst of the royals, you know, Corrin
Yeah.
or all the siblings, but if that's the position you're in, you're still in a really good position.
I think if you're not doing Wyvern Elise, then he's better than her. But, like, I also think you should probably
probably.
always do Wyvern Elise.
Well, I don't know. I still think
I am at
Strategist
your
Elise is
service.
good, but
Stay on your toes.
Do you, early promote her for that?
yeah.
I'm doing, and I mentioned I'm doing parallel another Lunatic one, and I'm,
that all?
right now I have her as a Troubadour. I am planning on early promoting her, just
Ready for this?
to get a feeling for the other side of things. Corrin goes here, right? We don't want Corrin, because is that in Zerker range? That's in Zerker range, yeah, so Corrin goes here.
Yeah.
I'm also doing, Elise is... Oh, who am I pairing Elise with in that again? Because I'm doing... Oh, it's Elise Odin. It's Elise Odin, for, like, high magic Ophelia. Because I'm doing Wyvern Effie.
Ooh, nice.
That was nothing.
Just because that's one that I feel like people always talk about. And I've never actually done Wyvern Effie just because...
I'll protect you. No.
I like giving core marriage to someone who can't get a good class without it, just because it is such a huge investment. That is unfortunate right there that he got sealed.
Ooh.
We have won.
Should be fine. It's as if Kaze and Saizo moved into one unit. Yeah, like, I like the mixed bulk. I know that, there's a very, like, GBA brained, idea that resistance is just always a dump stat. And, like, in GBA, mages are kind of a non-factor. And you have barrier. And you have pure water. But in most other games in the series, at the very least, having good res is a niche, and if you're a tank, having good mixed bulk is really good. Like, if you're already physically bulky, adding magical bulk onto that is kind of huge.
Yeah. Like, it depends on, like, the enemy formations that the game throws at you. But in a case like this game, you definitely... Like, res is actually not as good as defense, but still a good stat to have.
Failure is no option.
It's one of the reasons that I really like Jacob early on, is he has both decent... He's like early game Leo. He has decent res and decent defense, but, like, it's not going to grow very well. But you can just kind of throw him into a group of enemies and as long as you're not, like, reckless, he has a reasonable case of surviving. This is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
The seal... Oh! But he's a fucking gamer.
Yeah, the seal screwed him over, but it doesn't matter.
He's a gamer. Leo is a gamer.
I think, on the topic of the Wyvern FE that you mentioned, I agree, and I personally am not a huge fan of it just because, not to say that it's bad, but I like bows on her. Like, I like Kinshi on her just because I feel like bows play into her strength as, like, you know, like this, like, player phase, like, one-shot unit, and quick draw also plays into that. So I'd kind of rather have her in Kinshi than Wyvern, but, like, you know, she's still good in Wyvern.
They play into her strength of having high strength. Baby, really?
Exactly.
I just moved the chair so you'd be on camera. Are you camera shy? You were lounging there that whole time.
Your battle is over.
So now those enemies are going to ignore him, right?
Yeah, basically almost all of them are.
So now, question. First off, you exist,
Show me what you've
and
got.
it causes me great pain.
Everything will be
How
all
does
right.
Silas do... So he can one-shot and maintain his guard gauge here. And then...
I don't think he doesn't double the Berserker, does he, with the Kaze pair up?
Show me what you've got.
I don't think so. He's quite slow. But either way, he doesn't die... Like, because he still has guard gauge, he doesn't die to whichever one of them chooses to attack him first.
Yeah.
Which I think is enough.
And that keeps him away.
It's over.
Anyway,
Growing
I
as a
guess-
knight? Kaze! Silas, you just give up your horse. What about this whole... kind of a mess? I guess
I'll go
Keaton
with you.
You know,
can go like here?
horrible beast killers.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Yeah, if any of you have him kill the... Well,
Do
actually...
either of you have 1-2 range? I don't think either of you have 1-2 range. Yeah, you're both hand axe.
No.
So if we kill both of you, Azura can just sort of like run here and hide.
Well, what I was thinking was, Based can clean up here. Oh, no, you're right.
I'll protect you.
Well, okay. Because the sorcerer to the left of Leo... What I was thinking was Leo can run up, and, like, Azura can dance him so he can assist up there. And then if Corrin stands where Leo is right now and kills the enemy beneath, the fighter, then, like, the sorcerer can't reach, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2.
Well, I mean, if Corrin is standing where
Oh!
Leo is...
Yeah, like Corrin's here.
Or, like, there, yeah. 'Cause
So
it
then
would be,
we
like,
separate with Leo and Felicia.
Guess I did it right.
Dance Felicia. Felicia can heal Leo and provide... Ooh, wait. No, he still reaches there. 33 versus 13. Oh, she does actually
Well,
exactly live,
Well,
though.
there's the one safe spot, though.
So, my thought
Such a nuisance.
was... do this. Separate here. Have her dance here. She lives, though. So she's not doubled because she has super high speed. 33. Even not accounting for weapon triangle disadvantage, he only deals 20. She has 23
Okay.
HP.
Okay.
Only point of HP that matters is the last one. So I think we separate here. We dance Felicia. Felicia heals Leo. And then she's also providing Demoiselle to Keaton.
I'll help you.
Yeah, that works.
Sorcerer probably goes for Azura here, but that's fine. Like, he's gonna deal 19 because of the Naginata giving
Yeah,
advantage.
like-
And there's no, yeah, I can't get a dual strike. This guy can't reach. Yeah. And then we just kill him on player phase.
True.
Ready for action.
Alright, so Percy goes over here, ready to trigger that. Selena goes over...
Can we start now?
I think she has to go to the right.
Yeah.
If she goes full right.
Got.
Oh, there's freeze though.
Well, if she goes over this way, she can talk to this one, and then Xander can talk to... They can break through and talk to this one.
Okay, fair enough.
She could also bait freeze. If we had a second flyer, like, paired into her, if we had a like, Effie paired into her or something, she could release Effie, bait freeze, and then Xander wouldn't get frozen. How many uses does freeze have left? 3, because they don't have Staff Savant yet.
Got your back.
So he will eventually get unfrozen. We might have to just, like, unfortunately take a couple of more turns. That's fine.
Mm.
Don't worry yourself.
I guess we start attacking the guy who has the droppable heart seal.
No mercy.
Or finish attacking him! Or finish attacking him!
How very amusing.
Dual strike from the fighters on the top. He can't get dual strike from them. He can't loop around that way. He doesn't
Yeah.
reach. Like, the way he's attacking is from below. Xander likes to get crits. The fact that a Siegfried has a little bit of inherent crit is very funny.
Quickly. I'm glad you're safe.
We'll be fine. Made it. Oh no, are you hurt?
Res is the only thing that contributes to Staff Avoid, right? I know magic and skill both contribute to Staff Hit, but I'm pretty sure Res is the only avoid one.
No, luck does as well.
Oh, okay. How is Xander's luck? Like, how likely is he
good.
to... It's not good?
No, it is good.
Okay, so I'm just trying to see how likely he is to, like, avoid getting frozen.
Yeah, it's 20 luck. That's a lot.
You're not alone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Please, accept my help.
So, we outrange like that. Can do this. And then kill.
We can do this together.
Oh, or kill like so.
Oh, I guess so.
Fare thee well.
If we turn both of you on...
Yeah, I got you. Sure, why not?
So we can do this and then dance and switch back to Keaton.
Yeah.
Pew, pew! Do we want to send Leo and Felicia down to sort of help with this situation?
I think we can, yeah. The only thing is, if we want to end this turn, then Based has to talk to the guy.
We can't end this turn. Xander's frozen.
Okay, so
Let us begin.
Do this, I guess. Just try to clear a bit of a path over there.
I'm here to help.
Based can go here.
I believe in you.
kill this way.
This is gonna be
I know, you're a TV star, baby.
Here we go.
Oh, so this is actually also a safe square from the Berserker.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
You think maybe like
Can we
dancing
kill
mode
the
would have
outlaws?
kill that guy?
Well, so we could kill one. They're paired. I don't think Leo kills the other. Does he?
I don't think he needs to though, right?
Well, if Mozu's gonna stay in the front. Or do you mean Dance Mozu
No.
have Keaton kill the other?
Yeah.
How troubling.
Like have Keaton kill the front one.
This could be tough.
Stone for extra accuracy. And then we have Felicia pair into Leo, and Leo stop the other square the archers could attack Azura from.
Oh, can he still attack her?
From here. But
Um,
if Leo blocks it,
Don't worry.
Yeah, then I think we do that. Or if he could just kill him.
he cannot.
I'll do it, no
But that's okay. Like Leo's fine here.
Yeah. And then I think those mercenaries will attack him as well, which is good.
Fine.
Good for support routing, yeah. The freeze, the freeze, the freeze. Oh, this is actually perfect because this idiot is setting up our guard gauge for the juicy proposition of 1 damage.
We have won.
They've got to heal that 1 HP of damage that they haven't taken yet with Nosferatu.
The cat is also quiet. So
Was that all?
it probably sounds quiet to you because my microphone is on the desk, but she is quite loud, in fact.
Yeah, I have quite loud cats as well.
Nothing wrong with that, to be clear.
Oh yeah, no, I love them.
Me too.
Scary. So close.
So they went back into their position to guard the soldier, but little do they know we have Percy.
Shall we?
Alright, so we kill this one. Oh, they can... I was gonna say, like, maybe Selena can kill this guy, but then she's in range of these outlaws, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Everything will be all right.
Okay, Silas. Do this, I guess.
No hesitation.
Xander get another kill.
I'll help, no problem.
I think
How very amusing.
if Selena positions... Is there any way that Selena can position to where she can talk to the right-hand soldier next turn?
Not to my knowledge. Oh, can she fly over this? I don't think.
No.
No, she can't. Yeah, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is the shortest path.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why typically when you try to do this as quickly as possible, you send a flyer here, because then they can swoop around and enemy phase the mercs, so that you don't have to deal with these 2 outlaws. Like, the outlaws are positioned to keep you in check from doing this, but you can just say, no, fuck you.
We can handle this.
I think we... don't kill... Ooh, wait, do we double with a... We double with an inspiring song.
How does... Oh, yeah.
If you die on me, I'll kill you.
I guess that would be
I guess I'll
make it
save
easier.
yourself.
So if we do this...
Yo, with the Cupid bow.
Look at the Cupid bow. It looks so cool.
It does.
That went well.
And then Leo kills the merc, gets inspiring songs, and can go over and kill the outlaw.
Yeah.
Failure is no
You're saying the ones... Are you saying the ones at the bottom or up?
We won't lose.
These ones. Why? Do you think up?
I was thinking up so that, like... Because, I don't know, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like, maybe...
Get rid of the freeze guy?
Go.
I don't think he has enough speed even after Inspiring Song to kill the freeze guy is the problem.
Don't worry.
He
I was
also
thinking,
doesn't have
like,
enough movement for it.
Just enemy phase the outlaws so that Selena...
We can handle
Because
this.
the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking maybe Selena or Xander talks to the right-hand one, and then the upper one becomes Shura.
We can take these goons. Come on. I'm here to help.
Because
Here I
if
am.
the outlaws are out of the way, Selena can survive and get that done no problem.
Let's go.
Do we just a little bit more experience on Cora and let her fight this fighter? I'm
Uh,
pretty sure it's the only one who
if
reaches
they
that
want
tile.
it.
I believe
Yeah.
in you.
Like, if we're looking to end this upcoming turn... Well, no.
Right next to you. We've got this.
Uh...
No.
The freeze staff... Just say no, archers cannot legally shoot you down without your consent. Wait, that's actually a really good idea. Why didn't I try that?
Yeah.
Pathetic.
How's Shura's res? Do you know what boss Shura's stats are?
Oh, I don't remember, but I can look it up. Hold on. His res is good.
Because he's an adventurer.
We can do this together.
Okay, no more freeze.
Okay, on Lunatic, he has 41 HP, 13 defense, 21 res.
This Sorry.
Does Leo have a speed tonic or meal? I believe he has a speed tonic plus Felicia pair up is the combo that got him there. Oh right, Shining goes 1-2 range.
Such a nuisance.
I mean, he's stationary, so like...
22. Yeah, but it's promoted EXP.
It is. Can she use like the Iron Axe plus like if Leo chips? Can she do that?
Don't you dare lose.
16. Yeah, she just has to hit.
Well,
Don't
Heart
worry.
Seeker will be applied. So
Oh,
she'll
true.
have to-
I always forget about that.
Yeah. So perfect hit.
Since it's gonna take us another 2 turns, unfortunately, anyway. Because of, freeze moments.
Yeah. That's still like, what turn is it right now?
You have my
So we
aid.
can do this at least, right? Switch, separate, dance. This gets us an extra tile.
Yeah.
Look who's here.
You're not alone.
And then...
On
Can
my
Kaze
honor,
survive a
I think-
single one of them? Because he has guard gauge. 29, 12, so effective 41 bulk. They're not dealing 41 damage to Kaze. Yeah, so we let Kaze fight one of them.
I mean, he can fight both, because...
Oh yeah, he's fighting both. Like, they have overlapping ranges. Sorry, I just meant he's taking a hit from one of them. And then we separate,
Let's take
and then
them
we
out.
just get ready to do Percy time. Yeah, we're gonna get about 8,200, I believe is gonna be the number. Because we're
Yeah,
not
which
doing it
is
this
quite
next
good.
turn, but 8,200 is a respectable number.
Like, it's still more than we got from the Percy Paralog.
And I was happy with how we did in the Percy Paralog, too.
Just in time. The pain will pass.
There we go, Kaze. You beautiful boy.
Battle has ended.
Again,
strength
like,
damage is
bulkier than he
boring.
appears, and even though he's, like, this is... I wouldn't say strength screwed, because, like, the noodle arm is kind of the expected experience, but then he just sometimes does this. Then he just sometimes does this.
I think he is like -2 on strength right now, and even then, like a strength tonic with how he is right now would have let him one round. So
Mhm.
Don't
yeah, this
worry
is a
yourself.
pretty good chapter for Kaze,
So we'll do this.
an even better chapter for Leo.
For the
This
glory
is
of
one of the
Noah!
advantages of late Felicia, is she just gives Leo everything he wants.
How troubling.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, Selena kind of didn't do anything. The initial plan had much more of the,
Everything will be alright.
very fast flyer stuff, but you could at least
Yeah,
see how
oh
it
well.
could have happened. It's just you're supposed to send the fourth person here to avoid the freeze staff. And I just didn't. I mean, I think there's like an argument to be made that what we got, in terms of support routing and experience. Oh, there's the Master Seal.
I did it.
Ooh.
It's this one, right?
We can't get, because Camilla could one round with the dual club, but we can't get in range.
Yeah, we're one shy. I should have switched to Camilla there.
Yeah.
Do we care?
I mean,
It's
could
2,000
just take
gold.
next turn.
It's 2,000 gold, so like the extra turn is less. We lose less.
Yeah, it's more value than
I've got your back.
it's more value than the 300 that would be lost.
Yeah, so I think we do that. I should have switched to Camilla because she could also kill the fighter,
For this,
and like the goal there was just the support. Because now she gets there from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, she needs to move forward 1.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, because she's just fighting. Oh, actually, if she goes
it'll
here,
be all right.
Equip the thunder.
she has thunder. Yeah. She actually fights him on enemy phase.
You've got this.
She's not gonna like die, is she?
It's Camilla. She doesn't face the Zerker, or well, actually, she does face. Ooh. Maybe. That's a bit of an oopsie.
Do the mages have sealed defense or res? I think they have defense, right?
They've sealed res. It's blue. Blue is res. Red is defense.
Yeah, I thought it was. Am I getting confused? I thought.
So, this guy, the sorcerer, has seal res. I don't know about the dark mages, but this particular sorcerer right here has seal res.
Okay, well, guard gauge. I think now
Well,
she.
I don't think
fine.
anyone else can reach her now, right? That was the last. Oh no, this one can. Oh,
But she-
just barely. And then she'll have guard gauge for initiating next turn.
Yeah. So we're good.
And we kill with the dual club, right?
Yeah.
Is that corner square? That's accessible, right? You're kidding me.
No. Oh, how does based do? She doesn't double. How about the... We don't have a hand axe.
How wonderful.
It's all the way over here. Or here.
Yeah, but then, like... Guess we just give up on it.
I mean, we could reset the map.
We could, but...
The
I'd
fact
rather
that
we
that guy
not.
moved to dual strike.
Let's see how this goes.
We'd bank on the 5% crits from Thunder.
Double crit,
Oh, we would need a double. Fuck.
but we can get a single 3% crit here.
Yeah, shit, if base doubled... Ah.
You know, a speed tonic would make base double too, is the other really sad part.
Damn.
Not to worry.
What if I just use a save state to rig a 3% crit?
I don't think we can... To my knowledge, there's no method of, like, rigging in this game like in GBA.
Well, then we'll simply crit. Ah,
Mommy's here.
this is where Dragon Fang would have helped us.
True! I actually think Dragon Fang would have made the difference. That's funny.
Let's take 'em
We
out.
found the one situation. That's unfortunate. We've done this talk, right?
Together.
Yeah, yeah, so it's
Yeah,
gotta
we
be this
did.
one.
What are you
We could
waiting
still
for?
kill that guy, though.
Yeah. Let's do it.
We also, Shura has counter, so it would be best to talk to him with someone who doesn't want to fight him.
Probably Selena then, because she takes effective damage from the bow.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
No.
Okay, well, let's
I'll
not.
do what no one else can.
I love that he starts,
I'll do
like,
my
either
best.
way, because he doesn't have a shining bow. You could just, like, bully him either way.
I'll fight too. Mistake.
Trust me. Let me help you.
Try to pull
Ooh,
your weight.
I don't...
I'll do my best.
Ah.
Don't worry, this is intentional.
Okay, yeah, right, she's not gonna die, she's not gonna die. That's what I was afraid of for a second, but then...
Mini bow. I'm getting promoted experience on Silas. So we'll give
Yeah.
Heartseeker,
Together we shall
because I want to get Soul as quickly as we can.
Yeah, that makes sense. After this map, he only has one more with Kaze till A, so...
There we go. Yeah, I mean, missing the Master Seal sucks a little bit, but it's less impactful than missing the Heart Seal. It does kind of suck that we spent 300 gold on the attempt to get it. However, I am going to make a save state here because we are not recruiting Shura. But I would like to have something on screen other than the boots while we do a Shura unit analysis to sort of like, yeah, I've been pulling up skills and stuff.
Yeah. To make up the money, kill Shura to sell the boots. Yeah, for real. That's definitely what we'll do.
Don't move a muscle. I like how in the one
Danny-
route that emphasizes mercy, it's also the route
Danny, you-
that gives you the option
Danny,
to
you-
kill. Oh!
Didn't we want to not kill him first?
Right, yeah, you're right. Well, we're about to have a lower resolution for the Shura. because it won't
it's
load the
fine.
HD texture pack. Look, I was just looking forward to murdering him so badly. We'll save over Arden. Here,
No,
we can get high. Well, it was Birthright, the bad route. So,
Okay.
we can get high resolution if we just wait one moment, because I believe reloading will load the higher resolution, and then we load Arden, and then I can load the save state in order to murderize him. Shura killing instincts are too strong. True. I want to have Shura on screen before we start talking about him, but Blue and I are, once again, we have similar opinions on Conquest Shura. And, do you want to start, or would you like me to?
I don't know if this is a thing on the stream or just for me, but I'm not seeing. If you reloaded it, I'm not seeing it. I'm still seeing.
It's still loading. The textures are taking a bit to load in.
Okay.
But I just wanted to figure out the ordering, because we have about 12 seconds before the game starts again. I can't see either. So it's frozen right now because I reset the stream, because loading a save state does not load the HD textures I have installed. And, especially since this is eventually going to be part of a compilation video, I want them to look nice.
Yeah. But since I went first on both the servants, you can go first on, Shura.
Okay. So, I know it's controversial to penalize units for their recruitment costs, but I do, because I think if you're competing for a deployment slot, and you require gold or some other item as a, concrete cost, not like this person is hard to recruit, like Xavier, but something like, in order to get Hugh, you need to spend money. In order to get Shura, you give up the boots. I think
Farna
that's something...
as well.
Who?
Farna?
Yeah.
FE7?
In FE7 Farna, there's a couple of examples. Mutually exclusive units where one is just, strictly better. I think that that's something that you want to factor in when you're building your team, especially in a game like Conquest, where team composition is pretty important. What units can support each other, what roles people are going to fill, is a pretty big decision on who you're training and who you're not. And in Shura's case, you do give up not only the boots, but if you want to use him to the best of his ability, you probably also spend a heart seal on him, because Adventurer is just not a great class. In order to get a unit who's, on paper, pretty good. 18 strength and 24 speed in a bow class, is a good place to be. For comparison, Effie has comparable stats, more bulk, and a little bit more strength, especially factoring in her personal skill, but a little bit slower, less bow rank at this point. His stats aren't terrible, but they're not exactly what I would call, great. He does get a very good first impression, because he's, pretty good against the Master Ninjas and Ninjas on the upcoming map. But if at this point in the game, you have another competent bow user, it's not exactly hard to get someone who's good against the Master Ninjas on that map. We have Archer Effie and Archer Mozu. Laszlo, if we'd invested more in him, would be very good for the job. Those are the three that come to mind initially. Selena, if we went the Bow Knight route, I don't know how she does there. I've never used her Bow Knight, but that's, I guess something. Shura works as Niles! I forgot about Niles. Niles is a unit a lot of people want to train. Nina, Shura's a good failsafe if your team is lacking that role, but I also think if your team is lacking that role, that might be a team composition problem more than... There are plenty of units who can do quite well in the role of ninja killer. Shura is not the only one. If you want to use him long term, like, he's probably fine as an adventurer in Ninja Hell, but he probably wants to reclass. Now, he does have a very good reclass set because he's a Corrin sexual. He gets 3 class lines. I believe it's Ninja Fighter Adventurer, or Ninja Fighter Outlaw, right?
Yes.
So, if you want to, you can send a Bow Knight. Bow Knight's a good class, and he gets to keep his ranks. He does also have the claim to fame of Native Soul Ninja, but he's stuck at E rank in both the fighter line and the ninja line, which is unfortunate because you're already spending boots and Heart Seal to get him there, and then you also probably want to spend an arm scroll to sort of get him up to pace with a better weapon. Consider selling the killer bow and mend gets you more gold than selling the boots. Why am I selling the boots though? They're a limited resource that boosts the movement of one of my units.
They're joking.
Like that is worth more than gold. In my opinion, at least. I will say this, like, he does give movement on pair up, which is sometimes brought up as like the counter argument of like, well, you get move +1 either way, but the boots can effectively be move +2 because Niles and Nina and Kaze and anyone who friendships or marries them can also provide movement on pair up, as well as I believe all the promoted mounted classes, right?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to, for example, get Selena really far across the map, you give her a Great Knight pair up, you give her the boots, she can go farther than if you just gave her a Shura pair up. I also don't super love just making someone a backpack. I talked about this with, Charlotte and Benny, but if I'm going to deploy someone to backpack, I want them to be competent on their own, and like, sure, it can be, but I think he probably wants a Heart Seal to really be worth the deploy beyond just backpacking. Being a Corrin sexual also hurts because it means that for support routing, he doesn't really want any more classes than he has. Maybe Archer, but like he's fine with the bow classes he has if he wants to be a bow unit. Honestly, just make him Bow Knight. But he can't give anything to anyone, which does hurt. And if you're going for high recruitment, then it also means getting children is harder every time you use a Corrin sexual. Yeah, I just don't really love this guy. He's fine filler, but he's fine filler that costs you an extremely good limited resource.
Yeah, I'm not very high on him either. I think that the argument of him being movement pair up being equivalent to the boots is very silly because, like you mentioned, boots stack with a movement pair up, and also it's not something that's unique to him, but also like boots don't take up a deployment slot.
Yeah. And if you want to do attack stance stuff, like, I think in the late game you probably want to be paired up more than you want to do attack stance, but like there's situations where attack stance is very good. And you can't do that with the extra movement if you were using Shura for the extra movement.
Yeah, so I think that's very silly. And then, yeah, the fact that he has access to all these cool classes, but he has to Heart Seal into them really sucks. I think the idea is that the sort of trade-off that he is this, similar to the Servants, he is sort of this, like, mixed combat and utility unit because he has D-staves and, some magic. But it really, like, D-staves at this point in the game isn't great.
Felicia and Jacob just joined with C. And, you're gonna get Flora soon. And Flora is a unit people shit on for being worse than generic maids, despite the fact she joins with, B?
Yeah, she joins with B. And with much better magic.
Yeah.
So, his magic stat is okay. He can use, mend and freeze at base, and that's it. And, with the Shining Bow, he'll do not bad damage, but...
Oh, he does have C rank, yeah. So he can use it. at base.
You're probably still better off using Niles or Nina for the Shining Bow combat, to be honest.
Or Nyx, lol.
Yeah, or Nyx if you want to do the hyper invest Outlaw Nyx stuff. But and then if you want to use him as a dagger unit, it's like, okay, he has soul access, but like you said, that's 2 heart seals.
And not only that, but he needs 3 levels in hero before he can go into ninja and start training his axe rank.
Yeah.
And like we've been lagging behind on training Silas, but Silas is ahead of him. Both in terms of not needing a heart seal and being closer to level 5.
Yeah.
And if you want to use Shura against the ninjas, then he's even further behind because he can't be a hero. Like, he's not good as a hero in Ninja Hell.
Yeah. And also, like, Silas is going to use a friendship seal to get into Master Ninja instead of a heart seal.
Mhm.
Honestly, also, if you're using like Soul Dagger Shura, you should probably go Mechanist anyway, for the better bulk.
Yes.
I think.
And then you get your bow rank as well, which is like being able to maintain that's nice, I guess.
Yeah. And even I've seen people argue like, well, you go Master Ninja Shura for Ninja Hell because he can start working on his dagger rank earlier, and like Master Ninja is still a good class in Ninja Hell. And that's true, but you know who else makes a great Master Ninja in Ninja Hell?
There's 2 of them.
Kaze.
They're right here.
Well, 2 of them, but like even like I'm talking without soul, like just a Master Ninja without soul.
Mm-hmm.
Kaze can very easily reach the doubling thresholds for the enemy Master Ninjas even after he gets his speed debuffed by them. And obviously because of soul, he doesn't have soul, so he's not like soloing the map or whatever. But neither is Shura, because Shura's also not going to have it. And so Kaze can fill that role just as well as Shura without needing any kind of seal, and he's going to have way better dagger rank. So it's like Shura's just stuck in like the worst possible place for himself, like, and then on top of that you throw in the fact that you're trading off boots. It's really unfortunate, and he's a corn sexual.
Mhm.
Just another kick to the shin for him, you know? Like,
And he wants to like if you wanted to cope at anything about him, his personal skill is a debuff skill at the point in the game where you start one-rounding enemies much more regularly.
it's also only against enemies who can't fight back. So like player phase only, and if the enemy counters you, it doesn't work.
And like strength speed -3 is like, it's not a terrible debuff, but if you're not one rounding, you're probably 2 rounding. And if you're 2 rounding, the enemy's strength and speed does not matter, because they shouldn't be countering at that point. Like if this were like defense res -3, it might have some value. Again, against those, I mentioned the Wary Fighter generals, those are very, very hard to 1 round. They're not very hard to 2 round, especially if you have the first person debuff. But he doesn't help debuff. Like, oh no, we lost speed on the Wary Fighter general. Now we can double them.
Yeah, he also doesn't debuff their defense, so like it doesn't help kill them.
It's just everything that makes him feel like he could. Everything that feels like it could be like going good for him then comes with the caveat of like, oh, but either, you know, other units do it more easily and better, or like this thing isn't actually as good as it seems. Because like, again, hey, you know, 2 range, high res, it's that Niles thing of, are you supposed to be a mage killer, but you're a weapon triangle disadvantage against them?
Yeah.
Like in Niles' join map, I mean.
It, like, yeah, even if he didn't cost boots, I would still be kind of low on him, and then the fact that he does, it's just like, ugh. His only other map where he really stands out, I mean, okay, he stands out on Shura's, but that's just because bows are, or on Fuga's, but that's just because bows are super good there in general.
Mm-hmm.
But Kitsune Lair, and the reason I say that is because his base skill is pretty good, and he does get Lucky 7 at level 5, which helps with his hit rates. And then he has enough speed to where you can stack some speed to double. So he can actually be a pretty good player phase unit on Kitsune Lair, probably one of the better ones.
Just because of how avoidant they are.
Yeah, like stacking hit is the most important thing on that map. But even then, there's other, like Mozu still does it better, like because of certain blow.
In like the Shura versus Boots debate, I've always said I feel like it depends on your team composition, and I maintain that, but I think the majority of well-playing teams don't need Shura as much as they benefit from the Boots.
Yeah. I like sparing him in an Iron Man, just because, like, hey, that's a free pre-promote. It's hard to turn that down. And
so, it's a pre-promote who's a staffer, which is something that, like, a lot of units don't want to be in staff classes.
But even in that scenario, like, there's been Iron Mans where I spare Shura, but then I don't use him because, like, not enough people die to warrant it. So, I don't know.
Natively, he gets Rally Skill and Rally Strength. So, like, if you want a Rally bot with him, sure, I guess. Not having even a friendship class really, like, sucks.
Yeah.
I don't like Shura particularly much in any route, even Revelations. But I think this is... Well, is this worse than Birthright for him? Because in Birthright, he's level 10. So, like, getting skills is awful on him there. But at least he offers unique classes there.
At chapter 22? 23?
Yeah.
He joins really late.
He joins directly before the Camilla map. Which, to be fair, I think after his map is the best time to paralog route to get ahead of the curve. So, like, if you're doing that, he can sort of train on the paralogs, but... I don't love him. I don't like him in either this or Birthright, and I think he's, like, pretty overrated in Rev, even if he is still good.
Yeah, like... Yeah, at least he's free in... At least he's a free 7-move rescuer in Birthright, I guess. That's not bad.
Yeah, that is actually pretty good. And it's also... You don't want to be a bow unit in Birthright, is the other thing. So, like...
There's no Shining Bow in Birthright either.
No Shining Bow in Birthright. He does have the dubious claim of Soul Ninja, but he is 3 promoted levels from Soul, and then he has to train 30 weapon rank to get a shuriken that can make use of it. So
yeah.
Again, well, like, paralog routing, you can do it. Like, I think after his map is the best time for paralog routing. We shouldn't be talking about him in other routes, because, like, that's not relevant, but just trying to find any way to say something positive about Shura, and I really can't. Like...
Yeah. He comes with a free killer bow and a men's staff. Not that killer weapons are good in this game.
No, they're really not.
Well, I guess if you're gonna be a killer weapon in Fates, it may as well be the killer bow.
Yeah. What's the Killer Bow's might compared to the Steel Bow?
It's like 3 less? I think the Steel Bow is 10 might.
Damn. Because I was gonna say, Silver Bow, you don't get a Silver Bow, you have to buy one. So, like...
Yes. I actually, though,
the higher rank bows are good on Niles for capturing, but, like, Killer Bow's not... Like, oh no, we set up a crit to capture the enemy.
Yeah, you also don't get a free Steel Bow either, to be fair, but you should. If you're gonna buy Niles a bow for capturing, it should just be a silver.
Steel Bow's 11 might. Oh gosh. Okay.
Because Silver Bow I think is like 15 or 16 might, so you should just use that.
And like the other bow units have high enough strength, well, except for Laszlo, but yeah.
Why?
I hate to end on a downer, but, like, we are actually at the time where you said you have to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have to take off, which is why we started the stream early, an hour early. It's because I have to leave an hour early.
I want to check
What?
supports. We got that, and we got that. Those are the important ones.
Yeah. So those are good to get. Yeah, and then like Kaze, Silas are 1 away. Camilla, Based are 1 away. So
How's Camilla Kaze? They have a bit to go, but like she appreciates the movement in quite a few upcoming maps.
yeah, I think actually maybe instead of going to Ninja Hell first next stream, maybe we can go into a do we have any paralogs of like a kid we don't
Kana.
really care about using?
We have Kana.
Oh, we could do Kana.
We have Kana. These do not exist. Like the Nina and Ignatius don't exist. I love the fucking Ignatius. I love the fucking Ignatius build. God. Dragon skin to help him survive, and void curse so the enemies don't get experience.
So we could do Kanas because we have all the parents now. So like
Yeah.
I think we open up next stream with Kanas and then that gets some important supports done.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that idea. I like Kana's Paralog too. I think it's a fun map. We could delay and get those reinforcements as well to try to like jump the level curve before Ninja Hell. Maybe we promote Moser to Sniper?
I think we should at this point.
At least put a Master Seal in her inventory. Charlotte's gonna promote eventually, but like not yet.
Yeah. I do remember the boss of Invasion 2 drops a Master Seal, so that's... And then Ninja Hell and the Zola map both have Master Seals in chest.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that's the other thing is like, sure, it does have Lock Touch to add to his utility. You know who else has Lock Touch?
Niles and Kase.
Like, the units who do Shura's job better than him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but...
One like equals one Shuracope.
Yeah. Have a good day, everybody.
Take care.